Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Just teasing you. Good morning, everybody. Cap Nation Live. What is going on? Friday, the 16th of October edition. The best kind of edition. The ear movement is making its way around YouTube this morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Cap Nation Live. Ready to rock. Ready to roll this beautiful Friday morning. I could use about 3 more cups of coffee to really get me going this morning. But we are definitely ready to rock and roll. Mr. O'Neill tuning in, Fast B, Reg. Everybody asking about BOL. Remember, I'm not allowed to really talk about them while we're on YouTube. Might smack our wrists, and then we got to go to the private site for live streaming, and we don't want to do that because we're having too much fun on YouTube lately. So just remember, who's got an IT guy in the office at 5 o'clock in the morning? Not many. I can promise you this, if our servers went down at 5 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, there might be a chance our IT guy is still awake, because I don't know an IT guy that's awake at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock on the West Coast. Their asses are all sleeping or going to bed, and they ain't getting up till about noon. I know ours doesn't even come into the office until 2 o'clock every day. So, rest assured, I'm sure they ain't going anywhere. If they did, they would have probably planned it a hell of a lot better than after a Thursday with no NFL. So just settle down, take the panties out of the wad. You guys don't need to bet a game just yet at 7:18 on the West Coast. Take a chill pill, have some coffee, maybe get a piece of paper and a notepad. Get ready to start taking some notes, because it's going to be another good day. School's in session. Anthony, good morning. Bob Smith, good morning. Let's go Braves. Absolutely a lifelong Braves fan. And growing up in LA, them beating the Dodgers, I wouldn't want it any other way. Trust me. I've been throwing jabs at my mother, throwing jabs at my cousin. I just been throwing shade from every different direction. I absolutely love it. Nigo. Be nice to everybody today. Be nice to everybody. We don't want to scare any potential new viewers away and send them back to where they came from. Terry Bass, good morning. Good morning. Jay Hugh in the Philippines, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Rio C, good morning. I did have a question this morning that I asked the chat before the cameras actually turned on. No, Brad, I don't want to ban anybody. I love everybody. You guys got to remember, the haters that come in and they start talking smack and hey, speed up, hey, do this, hey, do that, they're just not used to our way. They come from other places where people don't even bet, all right? They come from places where they don't even bet, so people just are not used to our way. So we got to give them a nice big warm welcome and show them our way. It may take a day or two. But as the t-shirt says, we need new haters because the old ones, they're starting to like us, all right? Nigo wants to know, has anybody ever heard of the Jordan flu game? He says that I had an ear game yesterday. I can hear a little bit out of it today. There's definitely some improvement. Alan, good morning. I'm sure they'll fix their server. It's not the first time servers have gone down. I'm sure they'll fix it. I'm sure it'll be a timely fix. Neverez, good morning. Colin, good morning. Joshua, good morning from the Philippines as well. You and Jay Hugh tuning in from the Philippines. I appreciate that, Joshua. I saw your comment, your most recent one this morning on YouTube. I appreciate it. Greg, what's going on, my brother? Blake says, everyone thought it was going to be the Yankees and the Dodgers, none of them making it to the World Series. Facts. Put a stamp on it. Good morning, Blake. Anthony wants to know how my ear and feet are. The ear, still a little pressure this morning. I don't have the big ringing in it that I did yesterday. We'll talk about that. I went to the doctor. They doped me up on some gigantic horse pill. So I should be good to go. The foot, it's healing nicely. Thank you. Thank you. Bob Smith wants to know what's the pitching matchups today. It's me against the books. Whose team are you on? Mike Brown, good morning. Brad in Australia, good morning. Mr. Foster, good morning. Yo, Smig in the house, good morning. Brandon, no more cucumbers in my ears. All right, brother. I guess this is an R-rated channel, but hey, we do want to keep it somewhat PG onto YouTube's levels. Jay Hughes says he got the under 72. It's not good. That's not good, brother. That's not good. I leaned the over. But it's okay. I get it. I understand. Glad you at least won with Arkansas State. Nico, do I gotta call into the show? I don't know if we want that one. He wants an ear emoji from everybody. Scott in Anaheim, what's going on, my brother? Reg, good morning. I think the Bet Online servers are down everywhere, okay? Everywhere. Everywhere from Seattle to China in between. Joshua, thank you. Teller, thank you as well. Nice big warm welcome from the United States. Just lost my live chat. There we go. It's back up. Ryan, good morning. Dennis, I see the comment was retracted. Have no clue what it was. Good morning. Mark S., good morning. Agua Frost, good morning. Deck Franklin, good morning. Mike Smith, good morning. Dennis, good morning. Andrew, good morning. Fresh Escobar, good morning. Way to make lemonade out of lemons. You know, I got to tell you, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. When you guys, and for everybody that I didn't mention, if I missed your name, it was not on purpose. I'm just trying to read the comments. I'm half blind. Actually, not half blind, but like the computer screen I'm reading is like literally too far away. But if I missed your name, I do apologize. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Glad to have everybody here. Birmingham Savage, good morning. Mike Z, good morning. All green, absolutely. Tori Cooker, good morning. You know, Brandon, definitely wasn't a fun game. There was nothing fun about it. We couldn't get a stop to save our life, and when we did get a stop, we just turn over the ball, it seems. But nonetheless, we won. That's all that matters. We'll talk about that and the reasons why I took it, knowing that defensive coordinator, key number one receiver, number one running back, they were not playing. And it wasn't made public, but it was made public. It just wasn't published by Scores Mobile or ESPN or that stuff. See, that's where actually having people that have a clue and actually track this matters. I seen some rants on Twitter by some people yesterday so upset that the information about the key players not playing, the coach not making it for the game, all of this stuff. I saw all this stuff about it, and I'm like, man, if you guys actually opened your eyes and didn't wait for ESPN to drop you the knowledge, you'd actually be able to find it yourself. Sometimes you just got to be a little creative. When I say creative, okay, so I'm actually going to show a screenshot if I can get it in the system. We definitely won the game. And it's funny because, you hear people all the time complaining about not being able to have access to this information or that information, or this is bullshit. But when that information is actually out there, you sometimes just have to open your eyes. I don't know how many people I seen bitching and complaining about this game. About the players and the coach. And I was just dying. I was laughing. Finally, I was like, you know what? I need to reply to all these people. Excuse me. Not just reply. I need to show them. Well, if they actually paid attention and didn't just wait for ESPN to drop the knowledge, they'd see it. So yesterday morning at 9:40 in the morning on the East Coast, all right, at 9:40 in the morning on the East Coast, Cornelius McCoy, which you know is a star over at Georgia State, and there's been rumors about him playing all week long, he sends out a tweet letting the whole world know he's not playing. Let's go game day. And then he says, I'm tuned in to watch my boys bring home the W. 7:30 on ESPN. I mean, it only had to be the part about where it says, I'm tuned in to watch, and then mentions ESPN and the time. Not, hey, boys and girls, come watch me play. I'm about to smoke Arkansas State. I'm going to watch my boys. And then Destin Coates, not only does he retweet it, but he tweets at him, I'm with you, Brody. 100. Those are the two players that didn't play yesterday. Sometimes you can't rely on the mainstream. You can't rely on the mainstream. You got to do the dirty work yourself. That's what you get when you deal with us. We've got guys that are always tracking, following, making sure that when we put out bets, we're on the right side. Now, did this help us at all? Maybe that the defensive coordinator wasn't there. The two offensive players, we never stopped them anyways, so it didn't matter. They probably would have just scored faster, and there would have been 200 points on the board. Bob says, took your over and Arkansas State team total over 37.5. Good day. Thanks. You're very welcome. Mike, some people don't watch the games. I actually have clients that do this as an investment. They've never watched a game a day in their life. They bet on what we put out. They check to see if it won or lost the next day. They don't care how it happened. They don't care if there was a bad beat. They don't care if we were winning and we took a bad beat at the end or a bad call, whatever the case may be. They don't care about that. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine by us. But it definitely does happen. Stackwap, good morning. Ray, good morning. Yeah, BetOnline is, if you get on their Twitter and you look, they're having technical issues. I'm sure they'll have it resolved. None of y'all need to be making a bet at 7:30 in the morning anyways. Can I check it? What would you like me to check? Their Twitter says they're having server issues, but I'm not the BetOnline spokesman. They just sponsor the show. It says that they're working on technical difficulties. They'll have it resolved when it's resolved. I'm sure they'll get to it, trust me. But again, at 7:30 in the morning. There's nothing that needs to be bet. So settle down, everybody. Grab a piece of paper. Go make another cup of coffee. Roll you a joint. Whatever it is that you guys do in the morning to get you going. All right? Until you get you going. Because we're going to have another great day today. Ray, you're not, no need to apologize. I'm just, it's been asked like 30 times while I'm in, while we're in here. My phone keeps blowing up by text messages. But all you guys got to do is check, I'm going to start charging for tech support. I'm going to start charging for tech support. Kenny, thanks for signing up. I see you just purchased a package. I think you just signed up for 3 days of premium plays. Welcome on board. Premium plays are not posted yet. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. Premium plays will be out after the live show, but no rush. There's no games to bet just yet anyways. Game's not coming on. Jeff says up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B, A, B, select, start, select, start. Don't forget that second version of it. Raw Brown, good morning. Was a late night watching the games in Philly? I hear you. I hear you. Scott, you can I might have, trust me, that's the sailor in me when I have a potty mouth. I'm going to try and control it today. And if your kids are in the room, I do apologize, but I will definitely try and control it. Let me tell you, I always get scolded. It doesn't matter. Thank you, Perfect Rotation. And good morning to you as well. Fixed right now. It doesn't matter. I mean, my mom scolds me when they come to town. My wife scolds me all the time. Hey, you got to stop cursing. Your little 4-year-old, your little beauty queen's going to roll around dropping F-bombs. My mother-in-law. I mean, you name it. You name it. Even when the nieces and nephews are in town, the F-bomb comes out. And I'm like, oh, it usually starts, oh, F this. Oh, F, I apologize. But I will definitely try and tone it down for today. But when you go 5-0 and you break out the brooms from every direction, sometimes it gets a little heated. But I will apologize. I mean, not apologize. I will apologize. But I will try and tone it down this morning for you, Scott. So if your kids are in the room, have to get some good earplugs. What am I drinking? Hennessy? Nah, I wish. I actually wish I had a nice little spicy Bloody Mary this morning. Start throwing some jabs. Christopher Bear, Unlimited Lives in Contra. You know it. Some Nintendo kids around here. Perfect Rotation. I watched a video by Gary Vee about saying the F word in front of your kids. And his take on it is pretty good. When you get off the live show, go to into YouTube and type in Gary Vee and find his video on dropping F-bombs in front of your kid. The way he makes it, the way he comes across is actually not that big of a deal. So it kind of gave me the, hey, honey, look, I can still drop the F-bomb. The best is my 4-year-old. She dropped something and she's like, oh, shit. Sorry, Scott. Amaris, good morning. Alex, good morning. Did the BYU total dropped? I haven't checked the line since I got into the office. But I would definitely want to check the reason why, make sure that a key player didn't get listed as out, make sure that it was just an overinflated line, which is very possible. Chris Rivera says, my kid knows what he can and cannot say regardless of what is heard. Exactly. My 4-year-old is learning. She learned last night, so we're watching football. My wife went out with a girlfriend last night. They went out to dinner and came back. And so me and the little one were watching the football game and the Braves and Dodgers game. And funny, so the football game's on. And she's like, Daddy, can I watch videos? I said, sure, go get your iPad. And I said, Daddy's watching football, go get your iPad. We'll We'll eat dinner together. We'll sit at the bar and we'll eat dinner together. And we have a little, I don't know what the hell they call them behind your couch, but it's actually a little bar, a little seating area. I mean, we got like 5 different places to eat in the house. It's insane. So we're sitting there, we're watching the game, and her birthday's coming up. So we're talking about her birthday and what she wants for her birthday. She wants the Barbie dream house. And I said, if the team in black wins tonight, I said, Daddy will go buy you a little present tomorrow. You don't have to wait for your birthday. And she's like, okay. And she's the entire night, she's screaming, go white team, go white team, go white team. And I'm like, no, wrong team, honey. And she wouldn't stop. My 4-year-old was rooting for Georgia State yesterday while we're all on Arkansas State. Yeah, Alex, the good white team. It was, and when I told her, I said, if the white team wins, no present, no toy. My little 4-year-old is all about opening a present. You could just put it in a gift bag, and, I mean, she just lights up. I mean, it could be something itty-bitty or big. I mean, my little 4-year-old's all about presents, but then again, what 4-year-old's not? She probably gets that from her mother. Troy Brown says, I got to listen to your advice, Kyle. I've been hard-headed, and hard-head makes an empty wallet in my case. You know, that happens. Being hard-headed can definitely get you in the end. Just depends what that hard-headed situation is. Anthony, thanks for renewing. Thanks for renewing the big combo package. Glad to have you back on board, my brother. Fast Freddy, it's been a little while since you've been on my personal plays. Thank you for jumping on board the big combo package. A week of premium plays, a week of my personal plays. Guaranteed Saturday tomorrow. Max Fight Pick tomorrow. NFL Sunday play on Sunday. Richard as well. Thank you, Richard. Sarah Hahn as well. Thank you. Johnny K says, can't hang for the show today. Just wanted to say congrats for the both of us on the 3-0 personal plays. Yeehaw. Thanks for taking care of me this week. Johnny K, it's always my pleasure, brother. It's always my pleasure. Real Champ, good morning. The Progs, good morning. Break out the brooms, baby. Toby, good morning. Toby says, oh my gosh, I love the shirt. I don't know how much of the shirt you guys can see, but hold on. Let me see if I can get that banner to go away, the subscribe banner. Then you guys can see it. No, maybe not. It didn't matter. But anyways, for everybody that can't see it, here you go. Here you go. We need new haters because the old ones are starting to like me. Attire for the show today. Attire for the show today. But I have a question. And I asked this question earlier, and it hasn't got answered yet. Okay? And first of all, I did go to the doctor again yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, what brings you back? What brings you back? You were just here just a couple days ago." I said, "Well, doc," I said, "the day after I saw you, my ear felt like splendid. The pressure was gone. The ringing was gone. I didn't want to like break my face because I keep hearing noises in my head." I said, "But then I woke up Wednesday morning." And it was all back. That jet-sounded noise in my ear was back. I'm dying, doc. He goes, all right, let me take a look. Looks in my good ear, and he's like, oh, yeah, your good ears, which happens to be my nice side of my face, all right? Just a coincidence. So he looks. He goes, oh, yeah, good ear is still good. It's perfect. Nothing there. He looks in my left ear, and the first thing I hear is, ooh. He goes, it's 10 times worse. He goes, your eardrum is bulging, hitting something, which is causing the pressure, the noise, all of that good stuff. And he goes, are you taking the antibiotics? I said, yep, doc, putting in those drops, as well as taking the pills. Trust me, they gave me the antibiotic shits, so they're in my system. So lo and behold, he's like, oh yeah, that antibiotic's not working. I said, that's funny. I said, because whenever I get an ear infection from surfing in the lake, I've never had this one. He goes, yeah, and so he gave me something, and let me tell you, he goes, it's gonna be like the size of a horse pill. This sucker is huge. If you guys ever had to swallow a pill, this is like taking 10 Excedrin at once. It's probably advised for some people to chop that sucker in half. This sucker is monstrous. Monstrous. But either way, I started feeling the good effects of it last night. It was either that or I was just happy that Arkansas State on the money line won. But nonetheless, I don't hear that nasty, nasty, nasty jet noise in my head. So, now that that was better, I have a question. I have a question for the 134 that are here. Because I know when I lose, everybody's here bright and early. They're usually here waiting for me. But now it seems like people are waiting in the wings. They're listening but not commenting, which never be ashamed if you picked a loser. I mean, Lord knows I got to show up when I lose. But my question for everybody is, and since I still can't completely hear off of this one, we'll go off of this one, all right? Where are all the I told you so's? I mean, I scroll up and down the live chat, I haven't seen an I told you so yet. No I told you so's. They're just gone. No, but Ron, I would never call them out. I'm just teasing and poking fun. Like they like to poke and, and tease me. I value every single one of our bettors. The outspoken ones that like to say that, oh, you're wrong, you're an asshole, screw you, F this, F that, you suck, you this, you that. Or take the Dodgers thing. Victor's my brother, long time no see. Glad to have you tuning in, my brother. There's Alex, told you so. No, Alex ain't one of them. I'm just teasing. I'm actually having a good time this morning. Nathan says, you watched the recap show at 4 a.m. this morning and heard something about a possible game of the week. Yes, good question. I have done this in the past where I've kept my game of the week only for, because it's my game of the week. It's not the company's. It's one of my personal play games of the week, where I've kept it only for my clients. This week, because of the game schedule, I was up and down about, and the lack of games, I was up and down, going back and forth about having a game of the week. And rather than put it on the website for sale for $100, I figured, you know what? I would just reward everybody that stood behind me, stuck with me through thick, thin, and all the goods and all the bads. And if you're on board for my personal plays today, you will get it. I will tell you which one it is. But it's like an unofficial. It's not an official game of the week. It's definitely a bigger bet, that's for sure. And I'm going to bet it like it is my game of the week. But it's more of an unofficial one. But as long as you're on my personal plays, or have a personal play package or a combo package that involves personal plays, I'll be letting you know exactly what it is as well. So from time to time, I try and do things to reward. I mean, remember, I sell them normally. They're $100 with our guarantee. This one, there's no cost. As long as you're on board my personal plays, when I send out my plays to you, I'll let you know which one it was going to be. So it's more like an unofficial, official. Excuse me, I hope that's not the corona cough from the doctor's office yesterday. Nick wants everybody to drop an ear. Oh, gee. Brad, you do. A lot of you guys do, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Win, lose, or draw. I will tell you this. I have some of the best customers in the world. I have some of the best customers in the sports betting industry, and I get it. We're dealing with money, and some days we lose, some weeks we lose. And I appreciate everybody. And time, there's times where I'll get a nasty text message. And when that happens, I usually give that person the boot. I'm not anybody's personal punching bag. Just like I would never with you guys. But I get it. It's everybody gets heated sometimes, and usually somebody says a nasty thing the very next day. We get it all worked out. It's happened time and time again. Because at the end of the day, we are dealing with money, finances. Some people go bigger than they should, thinking that, oh, he's hot, he's not going to have a losing day, and bam, we have a losing day. They get sucked into going too big, and the next thing you know, we rattle off 9 straight wins. But when it's all said and done, it don't matter if you're one of the I told you so's. It don't matter if you're one of the people that give the thumbs down. It don't matter if you're here just for free plays. It don't matter if you're just here just to listen. It don't matter if you're one of our paying customers. I appreciate every single buddy that's here. The love and support has helped grow our show, and it's absolutely awesome. Yeah, Brad, and a lot of people don't realize that, is that I'm betting every game that I give out. Mike Smith dropping the comment, dropping the knowledge. Mike says, so common sense dictates that people go sign up for 3 days for $99, and that gives them the game of the week as an added bonus. Am I missing something? It gives them an unofficial game of the week, yes, if they're not on board. Long as you're getting my personal plays, I'll be texting it out to everybody. Deck says it's all love. And hell, to be honest, I don't even care if it's hate, because trust me, we get a lot of it. But, Pat, what's going on? Good morning. And to be honest, I don't not feed off of it. I definitely, it's not that I don't feed off of it. I get it. It's part of the business. Hate is hate. And, I think we discussed this the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before. Mike Smith says, watch for my notification. I appreciate it. We went over this, I don't know what day it was, but a couple days ago. But the hate will come in regardless, winning or losing. Just because you're on a winning streak doesn't mean the hate won't come in. Mark, how many plays do I anticipate having on my personal plays this weekend? Man, Mark, every day, every weekend is different. It just depends on the game schedule and what lines up to what I actually want to bet. Some days there's 4 on a Saturday. Some days there's 3. Some days there's 5. Some days there's 2 to 3. But on average, 2 to 3 a day on the low side. Sometimes we'll have more, depending on what we have. So it just... It 100% all depends, on the game schedule and where the lines end up and all of that good stuff. But it's funny, you take a look at the comment section sometimes, and they're classic. Slowest show on earth. We're only on earth for about 70 to 80 years. My reply: we prefer slow. Want faster? Go elsewhere. Start your own. And if you guys see my smart-ass remarks, one day they'll probably take the YouTube commenting privileges away from me like they did in the past. I had to earn them back. I used to actually be nasty to people. And it's funny. You see that all over Twitter. You question somebody and they're like, go F yourself. Here's one guy. So what's your pick? You talked about a lot of different stuff. This was from yesterday's, where I gave out the over in the Braves game as a winner. I said it's a 4-minute video. It's really not that hard to find. You drifted into different games, and usually YouTubers put up the picks in bold letters. So where's the pick? I subscribe. Not how it works. Oh, man, I see one of them. Somebody deleted theirs. Now, this is the funny... Here's one of the funny ones. Everybody knows we're in business. I work for a company. The company's goal is to make a profit, right? The 2x2 TV wall, the $6,000 Vibe Interactive free play board, everything else that's going on in here. I mean, they didn't just pop up out of mama's basement for nothing, right? So this guy goes, he was actually replying to somebody else saying that, and of course they deleted the comment because, you know, they got proven like a fool. He goes, bro, he's right. I don't even know what the hell your play is. No need for clickbait video is 4 minutes. You didn't even cap the game for more than a minute. You're right. You aren't like other YouTubers. LOL. You waste time trying to get people to buy your plays. So I started thinking, I said, he is right. So I replied, well, duh. I said, we're for a profit company. You think we're out here doing this for free? I said, I know you have a brain, Tony. Let's use it. I said, we spend a lot of time capping the game just on the live show. Again, use that little brain, even if it's little. The comments in the last couple days have been great. CVAC says Georgia State scoring like it's a basketball game. That they did. They just couldn't score enough. Thank you, Lord. Perfect Rotation says that you watched the Gary Vee video about cursing around kids. So good and so true. I agree. Brad, no problem. Whenever you're ready, brother. Juan, good morning. So yeah, people thinking, you know, you're not in business to be in business. Yeah, Bill, they are. They're having server issues. They posted an hour ago, no ETA at the moment. They're working on it. But I'm sure it'll get resolved sooner or later. Trust me, I was getting ready to do a cash out, and I was going to do it on live with you guys. I was going to do a little $7,500 cash out. When it happens, if they go back up live, I'll do it with you. Last time I did one, guys, it took 29 minutes from the time I initiated the cash out to the time it was in my pocket. Or, I mean, in my wallet, anyways. And then I had to transfer it from my wallet to Cash App. And Cash App, just so you guys know, there's a $10,000 per week that you can get in. CVAC says, love that shirt today. Absolutely. We need new haters, all right? So don't hate the haters. All right, we need them. We need to welcome them all in. You know, the old ones are starting to like us, all right? Starting to like us. Bill, good morning. Real Champ, good morning. Says he's going to get the personal plays and get on the game of the week. It's an official game of the week. If it was official, it would be on the website. Just a way to reward the people that have been, you know, standing behind me through thick and thin, through the good, through the bad, through the ugly, and the great. Antonio, can we have a merchandise giveaway? Yes, we actually have more merchandise coming in, and everybody that's owed a swag package, they finally started boxing them up. They were out of hats. They got them in. I was actually mistaken. I thought they were hats that came in last week. They were actually more mugs. I don't think they expected to, when we did that package with the game of the year that had the swag, I didn't expect it to, or I don't think they expected to sell that many, and sold a shit ton. So there's like 70 boxes that got to go out, and I know they started boxing them all up. So, and remember, we're not like a shipping company, so we don't have UPS coming to the office every single day, so they had to schedule a pickup. So I know people that are waiting on a swag package, they should be going out. Some went out yesterday. Most are going out today, and then the rest, I would imagine they'll be able to box them all up. But remember, we're not a merchandise shipping company. It's the reason why they don't want to do merchandise. They only did merchandise because I talked them into it again. They're thinking for the life of the companies, we're not in the business of, selling shirts. We're in the business of picking winners, which 100% fact, and I do agree with it. But that merchandise is, if you guys are owed merchandise, it is on its way. I promise you that much. Jamie Force, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad to have you tuning in. Joe says, morning, Kyle and Cap Nation. Have been betting lately, trying to help out kids with their bills on tough times, but love to listen. Barbershop talk, breakdowns. I appreciate that, Joe. And, that's actually very respectable. And it don't matter if you guys are here just for the barbershop talk and tuning in and the love and support that we get. I absolutely love and appreciate it. Ray Crimble, I saw your comment. I meant to comment about it, but I kind of got off topic. Sorry to hear about the small stroke. And I hope the recovery and everything will be good with that one. Good morning, William, tuning in via text. Somebody asked about premium play members. Will they get my personal play game of the week? No. Remember, premium plays are not mine. I mean, I have my hand in them, but they're not, my personal plays. My personal play game of the week is something that they let me do. I did not have one last week. As long as you're on my personal plays, you'll have access to it. And remember, it's not an official game of the week, guys. If it was an official game of the week, they'd have me put it up on the website, and then everybody would be able to take advantage of it. Henry Warden, are my personal plays buy a year, get a year? No, unfortunately not. But $1,200 for the whole year, you can get my personal plays for $100 a month. And I think they have it up there for $2,000 for my personal plays and my game of the weeks, which is pretty smoking deal. Ronald Brown, you looked out for that one losing day last night, kicked ass again and parlayed with the Braves money line in the over first half in the Arkansas State game. Absolutely. Joshua says, you remind me of Vince Vaughn, the way that you talk. Appreciate that. I'll take that one as a compliment. Appreciate that. I can't lie. I've heard that a time or two. What's funny is Carlos, why is it no longer game of the week? I just didn't want to make it a game of the week. I'm betting it the exact same as if it's a game of the week. I just didn't want to. Here's the thing. There's 4 games on the board today. We had 3 yesterday, 3 the day before, 3 the day before that. We have 4 games today. I could sell it for $100 and I'll sell a couple hundred of them. And I put a bunch of money in my pocket. I'm betting the games today. I'm going to make money regardless if somebody comes on board. Obviously, the more money I make, the better. But I'm not a greedy individual. And I got to tell you, I have some really good clients that definitely deserve to be rewarded. And I believe in giving back to the people that support you. And rather than sell it, I guess I could just give it to all my clients for free that are already on board or have been on board and then sell it to everybody else. I could do that. But rather than do that and try and sell something, I figured, you know what? I'll just give it to anybody that's on board. Troy, glad to have you. Glad you're on the outside. You go to our website, cappersdirect.com, and I'll post a link, okay? You go to our website, you click on the premium tab, you scroll down, you'll see it. It'll be a 3-day package for my personal plays, or there's the combo package. There's all different kinds of packages that include it. Here's a link to it. Click on that link, it goes right to it. And then what happens is it'll actually, if you purchase my personal plays, it'll tell you to call in. You don't have to call in because it's just going to ring to me and we're live. But as soon as the live show's done, I start sending out my personal plays. And I send them out by text. Whereas premium plays, or Guaranteed Saturday and that stuff you get directly on the website. Absolutely, Brad. I do agree with you. It's some know, some don't, but they all will. Troy, thank you for the comment on YouTube as well. I just seen your comment. All right, so it's gonna be a great morning. It's gonna be a great morning, and again, only 4 games on the board. I guess I could be greedy and just sell something, and make a bunch of money, but no need to. No problem, Troy. You got a question, just feel free to let us know. Recap from yesterday. Coming your way. We swept everything. We won everything. Not one loser yesterday from premium plays, personal plays, or free plays. I do have to wipe the Vibe Interactive free play board. And we got to get today's date on it. So we'll do that now while we do our recap. Yesterday's live show. Yesterday's live show gave you guys the Braves over 9. Minus 105. It was minus 115 when we put it out. That was a winner. Then the big one yesterday. It was a premium play and a personal play. Arkansas State on the money line. Arkansas State on the money line yesterday. Got the job done for us in a very no-defense game. Thank you, Lord, for a stop late in the game. We got it done, though. We got it done. So, can I sell you a 100-unit whale play minus 5,000? No, sir, I cannot. No, sir, I cannot. GCP16 says, I love your pick from yesterday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nathan says, just curious. I bought the combo package that's showing last weekend's picks. Yeah. You'll have access to premium plays. It'll show you yesterday's premium plays because today's are not posted. For my personal plays, it'll tell you to call, but no need to call. I'll reach out to you, Nathan. That I promise. And thank you for jumping on board. Actually, see that you just jumped on board. Thank you. As Renault Brown, thanks for jumping on board the 3 days of premium plays. For Guaranteed Saturday and the Sunday NFL play and the UFC Max Fight Pick, you won't actually have access to them until they're posted. UFC will be posted for tomorrow later on today, as well as Guaranteed Saturday. When that gets posted, then you'll have access to it. Same thing with the Sunday play. The Sunday play, I wouldn't expect to see it until Sunday, to be honest. Especially the way that, COVID and all of that stuff goes. Absurd if you buy the UFC package. It would definitely be for this weekend. UFC will be out. Excuse me. UFC will be out later today for tomorrow. I talked to FC before we went live. He was just wrapping it up, waiting for weigh-ins and all of that stuff to conclude. And no, it's not $5 this week. It is not $5 this week. Like he did, that was a one-off thing that he did last week. He's very appreciative of everybody that jumped on board. But he does have a deal for everybody. Brandon, that's because you probably called the 800 number from Tony T. If you guys get hounded by phone calls, hey, sports fans this, hey, sports fans that, hey, you got your lines for this game, hey, you got your lines for that game, I'm going to have to say you probably called the free play hotline at Tony's Picks. First of all, that guy gives you every single game and he's a disaster. And all he does is generate leads. He doesn't actually sell. He sells packages, sells very few. His purpose in life is to sell your guys' phone number. How do I know? I used to work for a company that used to buy it from him. So when you call those, they just get distributed to a million companies. Or if you sign up on like free play hotlines and you put in your information, it's the only way that it happens. So, FC is having a sale for you guys this week. I'll be honest with you, Brandon. I have heard of that happening. When you sign up at a sports book, they put out your information or they sell it. I've worked for some big sports services, as well as what we do, advertising on Sirius Radio. I've been involved in a lot of stuff. The books are one thing that we have never been able, and at Cappers Direct, we don't purchase leads. We don't do any outgoing phone calls or marketing, email marketing. Unless you're a customer of ours, we don't do any outside advertising, which is what I love. I mean, we do outside advertising, but we don't do like cold calling or anything like that, like the other sports services. But the companies that I have worked for have been pretty big. These guys spend millions of dollars a year on generating and buying leads. And sports books have been the one, no matter the price, that won't sell. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, they're like the only one that won't sell. Chuck Pugh says, hello, good work yesterday. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Nick, where do picks get posted? They get posted right on the website under the Premium Play tab or the Guaranteed Saturday tab. If you're on my personal plays, I send them out personally. If you're on board for Guaranteed Saturday, it will not be posted until later or tomorrow. I know somebody just purchased it. I can tell you the inner workings of the sports service industry better than anybody out there. Because first of all, most haven't actually, when you get all these Twitter guys, most actually haven't worked at a service or behind the scenes of a service. Have I worked in a broiler room? I have, years ago. I could say that I have. I could say that I came up in one. But it was actually one that actually knew what they were doing when it came to picking winners, that's for sure. So I've seen it all. There's nothing in this industry I haven't seen. No tricks, no tactics. And the cool thing is I get to make sure that none of that happens here. Sawyer, thank you for jumping on board the Guaranteed Saturday. You'll end up getting that online. It won't show up now. It won't show up now. But it will once it's posted, and then we'll email you out letting you know that it's posted. Then you just log right back into your account and you get it there. Greg, which is Tiny's New and Used Home, says, I tell you, being on personal and premium plays, I made almost a month payday yesterday. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. Anybody looking for a new used home in the Mississippi area, send me a message. I'll be more than happy to put you in touch with Greg. The Rewind says, Kyle's Vince Vaughn's brother. I'm telling you, you never know. Tariq, you're very welcome, brother. And again, all we do here is we advise people exactly who we're betting on. We give our expert opinions. John Ryan says, Kyle, I think I went to high school with you. It's possible. It's possible. Mr. DJ, what's going on? It says Houston by a landslide today. Which Houston? The Cougars or the Astros? Hey, you know, if I was wearing the cap, I would I got to tip it to the Astros. They have grinded. They have absolutely grinded to claw back into the series. And I'm going to be honest with you. I got to be honest with you. I like the fact that it's going deep into the series. Give me 1 second, folks. What is this email? I have no idea what that email is. Okay, James Harris, I have no idea what you're meaning with your email if you're watching, brother. Carlos, good morning. Joe Chris, good morning. Yeah, having server issues from what I've seen. Antonio, good morning. Ready to make that short drive to Biloxi? Hey, I've actually been trying to talk my wife. We need a trip to Biloxi, but I need the Saints to start allowing fans, so that way we have a reason to go to a game. Yeah, Scott, be careful with those. Be careful with those. Anthony, yeah, absolutely. Antonio Bell. Le'Veon Bell. I'm thinking of, you know who I'm thinking of. Le'Veon Bell. To the Kansas City Chiefs. Hot diggity dog just made them even better. Even if he doesn't get used, he's a threat that a team now has to plan and defend for. Coming out of the back. Mr. DJ says the Cougars. That should be a good game. Carlos says Dusty Baker. You know, definitely Dusty's made some great calls. And I got to tell you, you know, in the Houston Astros and the Rays series, we're going into Game 6. So in the 5 games that we played, they have been very close games. Everyone has been in a great game. No Dodgers blowing out the Braves 20-2 or 20-0. No Braves blowing out the Dodgers 15-0 or whatever the case was last night. They've been close, extremely competitive matched games. Just so happens the Rays got the best of them the first 3 in a game decided by 1 run. 2 of them. 2 of the 3. So it's great to see the Astros claw back in it the last 2 games. Trust me, it's good for us. It gives us another avenue to make money. Tom Weiner says, the shirt, it made an appearance. I figured today, after yesterday's live show and all the haters and all the I told you so's, I told you that team was going to win. And then they said, take the Dodgers, lay your house on it. No way the Dodgers lose. Kershaw's on the mound. The curse is not a curse. It's really not true. Yada, yada, yada. I figured I had to at least break out the shirt, the I Love Haters hat. We saved that one. That's so small, it looks like a helmet on my head. Makes even me look like I got a big head. Reading through some of the comments, and I love the comments. CVAC says, I wish they'd allow DraftKings Sportsbook in California or Canada. I don't know what CA is. One day soon, we'll have legal sports betting in all the states. It's coming. It's coming. John Ryan says, I think the Rays closed it out today. Carlos, do I have any futures on the Braves World Series? I've got one, but I don't bet futures, and when I do, they're just fun money. I'm not a big futures guy, and let's be honest, even in the shortened season, it was enticing. In the shortened season, it was enticing, but a regular full season futures bet, depending on the odds, I'll throw a little one out there, but nothing crazy. I got better stuff that I can do with my money, especially like on wins totals, like for football. I hate wins totals. I think they're stupid. I think they're an absolute joke. You're going to go risk minus $1.10, minus $1.20 on juice for a wins total, and you're going to let the book hold your money for 6 to 8 months, 10 months. And then let COVID happen and they just cancel and give you a refund with no interest on your money. Brad, is it worth taking the Astros to win the World Series? Probably not. Probably not at this point. Just depends. If they win the next 2 games, it might be. But either that, I don't think they beat the Braves. Antonio says they're going to be playing at LSU Stadium. I can live with that. So that way it's outdoors and they can get fans in attendance. I would definitely live with that, and we'll trust me. What is the name? The Beau Rivage. They keep calling and sending emails, and the casino host over there keeps trying to get me to come back. I told him when the Saints start playing games, I'll come back. Tom says cash money. Absolutely. Brian, is the color of my horse pill pink? No, it's white as can be. Absurd said, Nudist, can you explain what the UFC Max Fight Pick is? The UFC Max Fight Pick, what it is, he has the UFC card, which includes all the fights, the fight picks, the top fight picks, parlays, leans, all those great write-ups. And then he has the Max Fight Pick. He doesn't always have a Max Fight Pick. It doesn't happen every single week. But when it does happen, it's his biggest it's his biggest pick, his fight pick of the entire card. That's why it's sold separate. He puts a guarantee on it, guaranteed to win, or you get the next one free. And speaking of the UFC, I don't know if it's on there yet, but it should be soon. Okay, what they're doing this week for the UFC, he wanted to do another deal for everybody. He's not doing the $5 UFC thing. That one actually got out of control with how many people bought it, which was great to see. But buy the Max Fight Pick for $25, his guaranteed Max Fight Pick, which comes with the guaranteed to win, or you get the next one free. And you get the UFC card included for free. So that $30 UFC card with all the write-ups, all of that good stuff, you get that for free included in the package. So buy the Max Fight Pick, get the card free. Jay Hughes says Kershaw was in his final form. Kershaw, here's my opinion on Kershaw. They should have shipped him and signed Greinke rather than letting Greinke. And I know Greinke is not what he used to be, but he's still out there trolling the A's, getting wins. He's striking out Rays. and Kershaw's blowing games year after year after year after year. Or shut Kershaw down when it comes to the postseason. Or let him pitch 3 innings, and that's it. Brad says, the Dodgers are always favorites to win the World Series, but can't make it. Man, we're stiff this morning. I slept good last night. Carlos says, pick the Korean Zombie. We've seen that work a time or two. But not always. Daniel says, now I'm hopping on the UFC again for sure. It'll definitely be a good one. And I like the package that he did. Carlos says Atlanta will win the World Series. Joe Chris says Dave Roberts will lose his job. Dave Roberts deserved to lose his job a long time ago. GCP says, hey, Cappers, I bet that the Dodgers advance to the World Series. What do you think? I'm sure you're getting great odds on it. I don't think it's the smartest bet. But then again, opinions are like assholes. So take it with a grain of salt. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I do see BetOnline is still down. Trust me, I had every anticipation of going live this morning and doing a cash out while you guys are live with me. And if it pops back up, we will do it. Last time I did a cash out, it took 29 minutes from the time I cashed out to the time they sent me $12,000. Carlos says Atlanta will end the Dodgers today. I haven't seen the report on who the Dodgers are or who the Braves are gonna go with, but I would have to imagine that they either go to Josh Tomlin, who pitched a couple days ago and only pitched a third of an inning. They either go with Tomlin, who was a starter they moved to the bullpen for the postseason. Either go back to Max, or I did hear a rumor that they were going to go right back to Kyle Wright because he really didn't put forth much effort in that disaster that he pitched when he never even got out of the first inning. I would not be surprised from a coaching standpoint to see him go right back to Kyle Wright and put him in. The way you look at it, guys, it's game 5. The Braves have game 5, 6, and 7. They got 3 games to get 1 win. If the Braves want to win a World Series, obviously they got to win 1 out of the next 3 games. But they're going to need their full pitching staff against the Rays or the Astros, whoever they face. Probably the Rays. So getting Kyle Wright another start, even if it's a tune-up start, just for 4 innings under his belt, getting him some quality innings. LT, what's going on? Get him some quality innings. Build his confidence for when he does start, more than likely, game 4. Now, Jeff, I'd be shocked as well, but from a coaching standpoint, they've got 3 games, and they have all the trust in him in the world, regardless of his 1 outing. But again, my opinion, they either go to Tomlin, who pitched on the 13th. They go back to Max. But I can see them saving Max to go up against the likes of Buehler in game 6 or game 7. Dodgers are going with May today. Dustin May will start for the Dodgers today. So I could see him more than likely using Tomlin or Max, one of the two. But the little dark horse, I did hear a rumor the other day that Kyle Wright was going right back in for game 5. And from a coaching standpoint, if you're trying to get your pitcher who's down in the dumps a little confidence, I can see it happening. Right, Mark? Don't put him in the first inning. Taro Tim says, I'm at work enjoying the show. Like always, thank you, Taro Tim. I appreciate that, Tim. Ruben says, I live in LA too. Not a fan, but Kershaw, Jansen, and Roberts got to go. Been saying it for years. I agree. And it's not about the redemption. It's more about the mental aspect. If the Braves advance to the World Series, they're going to need Kyle Wright in Game 4 more than likely. Or maybe they use Kyle Wright in a Game 5 situation for the fact that they now have this Wilson kid who pitched his heart out yesterday and shut down a team that was absolutely hitting the ball the last game in 3 innings. Ross Pitts, good morning. Celis, good morning. Says, and the Braves will hit May, and we're going to break down that game. We're going to break down all the games. We're going to do the Braves and the Dodgers after we do the Astros and the Rays, for the fact that maybe we'll get a starting pitcher announced between then and now. All right. Joe Chris says Dodgers win one more. I wouldn't be so certain of that one. Now, I did do a very nice parlay yesterday. A little fun parlay yesterday. I think I posted it on Twitter. Oh, no, I didn't. I swear I took a screenshot of it. But I did a $200 parlay. I took the Braves money line, the Astros money line, and then Arkansas State money line. And 200 paid like $19.51 or something like that. That was a fun little parlay. I should have done it for $2,000. And then UFC. FC is actually watching the live show. He said hello to everybody. Thank you to everybody that signed up last week. Said you guys, Kyle, tell them they will not be disappointed with this week's UFC and the max fight pick. And that he's happy to offer a special like this. So there you go. He is watching, and hold on. Okay, and the UFC will be up in a couple of hours at the minimum. CVX says trade Kershaw for Kuzma, right? Jay Hugh, yeah, he'll probably never wear a ring unless they ship him to another team and he rides the bench. Absurd jumped on the UFC one-day pass. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it's not that Kershaw's not good. Kershaw's a great pitcher. He's had some bad luck in the postseason, and we're going to call it the forever. The Kershaw curse. No doubt about it. Arturo P says Dodgers are done, coming from a Dodger fan. And all this and here's the thing. I don't bet with my heart. Am I happy the Braves are winning? Yes. 1, we're betting on them. 2, we're making money. And I'm a lifelong Dodger hater, Braves fan. I've got a brick in their stadium. I know I told Terry I'd try and find it, bring it in. I know I've showed it off before. Jalen, he can't win every single UFC card. That's for sure. But I think he won 12 straight. So, the man was due a tiny little loss. LT, yeah, the UFC package and the max fight pick are 2 different packages. But buy the max and you get the UFC package included. Jalen remembers the difference of the LTs. But me being a lifelong Braves fan, I remember growing up and watching the Braves first of all, they wouldn't even make the postseason. Then they started doing good, won their division, made the playoffs, and here we are playing the Dodgers in the postseason. I'd be the only one sitting on our couch with my tomahawk chop. Joe, I do agree it ain't over till it's over, and there's no lead that's safe with the Dodgers. There is 0 lead that is safe when you're playing the Dodgers. And my cousins would be there. They were always bigger than me. I'm not a small guy, but I'm not a big guy. I'm 6'2", 225. My cousins are huge, 6'4", 6'6". And as a kid, I was real skinny and little, and they'd always pick on me about being a Braves fan. Dodgers win, I'd get noogies in a headlock because the Dodgers would, knock the snot out of the Braves. But I'd still be there every game with my tomahawk chop for every pitch. My mom, a huge Dodger fan. And I wouldn't want the Braves to go to the World Series without having to knock out the Dodgers, that's for sure. So if it happens today or tomorrow or Sunday, I want you to know there's going to be a party in the Johnson house. All right, there is going to be a party. I'm going to be taking low blows. Mom, if you're watching, I do apologize. But I am going to be jabbing. I am going to be poking. And it's going to be a good time. But anyways, lifelong Braves fan. And again, doesn't mean that I won't fade the Braves. It does not mean I won't fade the Braves. If the situation calls for it, I'm in this to make money. And I will definitely fade the Braves if necessary. Today, no idea. We're going to find out. Terry says, I remember going to Fulton County Stadium and watching a doubleheader on a Saturday for 50 cents, no crowd. Wow, that's amazing. Terry Bass, can I come to the party? You'll have to be here late tonight. Yeah, Ruben should have been a lineman, right? 6'6", 315. Dear Lord. Austin, what's happened with Bet Online? I don't know. I don't work for him. No, Tim, it's not mom cover your ears. The jabs are coming at her. Trust me, I've taken some Braves jabs over the years. But I always get sorry about your Braves, but, ha, ha, ha. So I had to send her a Freddie Freeman little gif yesterday and an Albies one sliding into third. Am I from LA? I'm from just 25 minutes, 30 minutes north of Los Angeles. Born and raised. I was actually born in Santa Monica. Hey, Jeff, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Jeff. Don't be talking about my Trojans like that. LT, if you purchase the combo package, you get a week of premiums, a week of my personal plays, which if you're on today, you'll get my unofficial game of the week. You'll get guaranteed Saturday, the Sunday NFL, and then the UFC Max Fight Pick. Jeff says, you ain't fading nothing. You needed to fade your Trojans against my Hawkeyes last bowl season. Jeff getting ready to get a timeout. 5-minute timeout coming for Jeff. Arturo says it's time to shine. It's my time to shine. Timothy Kelly says your time has come to talk your shit, right? So yeah, they are experiencing server issues from what we hear. But again, I'm definitely not an employee of them or know what's going on, but I'm sure they'll have it resolved. We've seen websites down before. Brandon says, born in Hawaii, lived in Fresno for 10 years, in North Carolina, the military, then back. Sorry to hear about the Fresno. No, I'm just teasing you. I actually have some clients from that area. My parents don't live very far from Fresno, Brandon. My parents actually live up on Lake McClure, up in the Merced area. Snelling, actually. Hotlanta. JU, USC all the way, absolutely. Mike Smith says, always need multiple options and places to bet. Yes, sir. Bob Smith, if there's no starting pitchers named by the time the show is over, are you not going to release a pick on the Braves? Well, first of all, I don't give out a pick on every single game during the live shows. I might give a lean. Sometimes I won't, depending on if we have a premium play or a personal play or a big game on it. And Henry, I know you're up in that area. How long have you been in the Merced area? How long have you been there? I've been going to Lake McClure since 1982, since I was, 1 year old. My grandparents lived up there. My parents, that's where they retired now. They have a house right there up on the lake in the boat club. Aunt and uncle, actually 2 sets of uncles up there. Henry, if you deliver UPS, you deliver UPS to my dad then. If you go into the boat club, you deliver to my father. 35 years? Okay. So you probably know my grandfather then. You remember JR's Hot Dogs? The little restaurant, the little hot dog place? Give me 1 second, folks. So, nonetheless, I'm willing to guess, Henry, you probably know who my father was, my grandmother. My grandparents used to own JR's Hot Dogs until they sold it. Somebody else, they bought it, they retired. But they were retired and got bored. Then they started that, and then they ended up selling it to somebody else. All right, Bob. I guarantee you, there's people from Wisconsin here. Tom's in here. Tom's in here. All right, so nonetheless, let's get these breakdowns on the road. Let's get them going. Let's get them rolling. One second, guys. Alrighty. Oh, YouTube popped up a message that said, welcome to the chat. I guess I hit the refresh button. Alrighty, so first one that we're going to discuss, Major League Baseball. We've got 2 college football games today, 2 baseball games. Hopefully, the Braves will announce a starting pitcher. Never as, I don't know, man. Don't know just yet. I'm hoping that it will be, but I don't know. I'll know later on today once, the management gets in and see if I can. If I can, you know me. If I can, I definitely will. Hold on 1 second. My wife is texting me. Alrighty, so Jeff says great cheese curds. Man, I could use some cheese curds. I've been to Wisconsin once. Got out of boot camp. I was in A school in the Navy. Up in Great Lakes, drove across the border. I don't know what town we were in, but we went to this place called the Red Barn. And I know I've told this story before. Went to this place called the Red Barn. They had a $5 cover charge and it was 75 cents. And no, this is not like 1970. All right, this is early 2000s. Or 2000s? Yeah. 75 cent, you call it, drinks. So we were drinking straight shots of Crown for 75 cents. You put a bunch of new sailors in there at 75 cents a shot of Crown. We're only making $1,100 a month when you're in the Navy as an E1. Back in the day, you weren't getting no seat pay or none of that. Brandon, maybe you went to it, I don't know. This place called the Red Barn. You go on Friday nights. It was a $5 covered charge. 75 cent, you call it, drinks. The Sailor Jerry girls were there giving out Sailor Jerry to everybody. It was the one time when I woke up in the morning, I was actually scared. All right? I remember getting out of the shower, drying off, and I saw something. I was like, what the hell? I had 2 Sailor Jerry tattoos on my ass, and they looked real. Luckily, they were the fake kind. Oh, it was a rough morning, let me tell you. Nathan says, honey, I'm hanging with the guys. I'll take the garbage out when I get home, right? All right, so Astros, Rays. I think I'm going to have some cheese curds for lunch now. Thanks, guys. Valdez and Snell going to be going at it again. Rematch from game number 1. Jay Hugh, oh, we were hammered. Having to stop on the side of the road, upchuck outside of the door. Was puking before we even got back to base. It was a bad night. As far as the Astros and the Rays go, I'd pull up the lines. From BetOnline, but they're currently experiencing technical difficulties. So I will pull up the lines from elsewhere just so we have them for our reference and all of that good stuff. But nonetheless, there are lines out on both games. I will tell you this. I haven't seen the pitcher listed for the Braves, but they're actually a plus 190 right now on the money line with Dustin May on the mound for the Dodgers. Interesting. The Astros coming in plus 122. It was a little higher last night. Minus 132 for the Rays. Game number 6, another elimination game, another chance for the Rays to put the series behind them and advance to the World Series. The Rays minus 1.5 is plus money at plus 150. The Astros plus 1.5 is minus $1.70. Lenny G says, morning, Kyle. Premium and personals were on fire. Love the combo pack. Very nice comeback with a nice profit to boot for me. Very glad you're enjoying it, Lenny, and we'll keep the winners coming. Mike says, good morning, Kyle. Good call on the total yesterday. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Total on the Astros game is over and under 8 at minus 105. 7.5 is minus 122. Anthony says frozen. I'll get that fixed real quick. Somebody's asking me to make more lemonade, please. We will work on the lemonade. All right, I'll work on the lemonade. And, I started talking topic. Yesterday's games, when you first look at them, when we were breaking down the games yesterday, I got to tell you, they look like a bunch of lemons to me. The pitching matchups that we had in both games, Wilson on the mound for the Braves, I really didn't have much confidence in, which obviously he showed me. The football game, I just saw lemons. And one thing that I had to do, had to duck, dodge, dive, and weave, and we had to find the plays to make. And we made some damn lemonade yesterday. Swept the board. Speaking of, we haven't done a recap, so I'll do that right now. LT, thank you for jumping on board the combo package. My personal plays, I'll be texting you. So give me a little bit. Once the live show is done, it takes about an hour for me to get the plays out, but don't worry, you'll not miss a single thing today. But I will be texting out, and I'll let you know it's me, though. Nigo, he was stationed in Virginia. I was stationed in Newport News and Norfolk for just a tiny bit. So yesterday's recap, we went over the free plays 2-0. Premium plays, we pushed on the first half of Arkansas State. That was the 1-1 that we didn't win, but we didn't lose. We pushed it, all right? Brad says the recap, just show the brooms. That's all you need to know. We pushed the first half on Arkansas State. We won everything else. Houston plus 1.5 on the run line, minus $1.30, winner. Dog outright winner. Arkansas State, full game money line, minus $1.60, winner. That was a double dip play, premium and personal, so everybody should have bet that one twice, or double, or triple, or quadruple, however you did it. Now my personal plays. Astros first 5 over 1.5. When we put it out, it was minus $1.30. People started betting it. I got one in at 130. And then it jumped to minus $1.60. I bet it once, and then I bet it another time. And I think it was Aaron texted me saying that he got it as well. And then they moved it to 2.5. And then throughout the day, it would go from 2.5 at plus 120 back to 1.5 at minus 160. It did that a little bit. And if you didn't time it right, then you missed out on that one. But for the people that bet it at 2.5, over 2.5, you still cashed as well. We cashed that one nice and easy. That made us 1-0. Atlanta Braves team total over 3.5, minus 105. We got that one done. And then Arkansas State on the money line. That one done for a nice big 3-0 yesterday. I can finally file this one over here, and then we can put that one in the cabinet because that is a winner and plays in the books. 5 wins and a push yesterday, combined premium and personal plays. 5 wins and a push. We'll take it. If you haven't noticed the shirt, we're soliciting new haters. We need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. The old ones are starting to like me. We can use some new haters. Please come over. Please say hello. So, as far as this game goes today, what can we expect? First of all, Frambler Valdez, Blake Snell, if you go back to the games that they pitched, in game number 1 of this series, first of all, what a fantastic game that was. My hat's off to game number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far in this series. The Astros and Rays games have been playoff baseball that have lived up to the hype that it's been delivering. Every single game, every single pitch. This series has been exciting, entertaining, and straight playoff baseball. Now, don't get me wrong, I love it when the Braves are blowing people out. All right? I love when the Braves are blowing people out or when our plays are blowing people out. But as far as a fan standpoint, I've been enjoying the Rays and the Astros. Now, I would have loved to see the Astros win a couple earlier on, not at the end. Extend this series 7 games. Obviously, it gives us more avenues to bet, more options, all of that stuff. But this one has been very competitive. We have made a lot of money on the Astros. We cashed a system play on them. It took us the 4th game, but they were a dog every single time. And it don't matter if it took you 20. If it's a dog every single time, you're going to make money. We cashed in on them in game number 1 at plus 1.5. We did not take them in game 2. Took them yesterday and the day before. Cashing in. Derek says 5-minute push, time to sign up whenever you're ready, brother. We're going to be here. And we'll have another good day today. That's for sure. That is for sure. But as far as this series go, what do I expect? I expect a repeat of Game 1. I expect a repeat of Game 1 as far as the pitching goes. Now, the outcome, I don't know. Obviously, the Rays won it. The Astros are willing to go to whatever they need to do to get the job done. Game 1, we had that Altuve leadoff home run. It was the only run they scored. The Astros have been getting hits. They've been getting walked a lot by the Rays. But they haven't been able to do anything with it. Yesterday was their first game where their hitting output was on the lower side. They had 6 hits all game. The Rays only walked 2 batters, so we had 8 base runners reach first base in that Astros game. If you guys remember in yesterday's game, Altuve, not very smart on the bases yesterday. Got picked off of first in the first inning. Got out advancing to second when he should have stopped after rounding first and bolted back to first. Instead, he pushed it, went to second, and got thrown out easily. It didn't matter that he missed the tag on the foot. He still got it before he touched the bag. Or else, who knows, score could have been a lot different. The Progs, is there a game of the week in the combo package? Not technically, but if you're on my personal plays today, I have an unofficial game of the week. I decided not to actually go through with the full game of the week where we sell it for $100 with the guarantee. But if you're on my personal plays, you will get it, and I will let you know it as well. Bob Smith said, took the Astros for the most hits at plus 150, and it friggin' lost. Was so tight, was definitely tight in that game. Definitely tight in that game. They've been out hitting the Rays, too. Jay Hughes says, can we make lemonade? Definitely. We're definitely going to continue to make that lemonade. We will continue to make that lemonade, that is for sure. So I do expect full, as far as the pitching matchup goes, a repeat of Game 1. Framber Valdez gave up those 2 runs in Game 1 in back-to-back innings in the 4th and the 5th. Orzania gave up that big. He gave it that big home run to him. Old Randy knocking one in. That guy's just absolutely knocking in homers this year. Alex, go white team, right? My little 4-year-old. As far as this one goes, as far as the side goes, as the Astros' luck ran out, their hitting output dropped yesterday. They got the job done. They got 4 runs when they needed it the most. Is their luck running out today is what we have to ask and what we need to find out. Is there value in betting them? I don't know if there's value in betting minus $1.70 at plus 1.5. Juice only matters when you lose. I get it. I expect this one to be a very, very, very close game, just like before. So as far as a lean goes on this one, as far as the total, I lean the under. I don't have any, and keep in mind, premium plays, my personal plays are not out yet, so these are strictly leans. And for everybody that doesn't know, leans are just leans, not official plays. If they're official plays, which we will get, I will put up on the Vibe Interactive Free Play board, all right? As far as the Astros and the Rays, I do lean towards the under 8. It's actually minus $1.15 for the under. I think we get a pitcher's duel. The only problem is how many innings do we get out of Snell in today's game? Although the Rays bullpen has shown, I mean, they're the best bullpen in baseball. We get 5 innings out of Snell like we should. I mean, he's gone 5 innings all but his first 3 starts of the year. So I think we get another 5 innings out of him. Mark S. has a lot of potential this weekend on football. Every day, a lot of potential. Absolutely. As far as the side on this one goes, money line I'm off of. To me, if I did anything on this one, I would take the Astros plus the 1.5, but you'd have to lay the juice. That's why it's a lean as of right now. If that came down a little, I'd be more inclined to jump on board and make it a play. But as of right now, it's just a lean on the Astros. Just a lean on the Astros. And we're going to jump through some of these as fast as we can. As far as the Dodgers and the Braves go, Dustin May getting the start for the Braves. I haven't seen an announcement on the starting pitcher for the Braves yet. But May getting the start. May getting the start today. He came in for 1 2/3 of an inning against Atlanta on the 12th. Gave up 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts. The last time he's actually gone considerable distance was against Oakland, where he went 5 complete innings. Thank you, Rowdy. Appreciate that. Yeah, Jalen, he'll go 6 tops. I think it'll be 5. Knowing that they still got another game behind him. Maybe they push it to 6 innings. I don't think he's gone 6 this whole year. But I wouldn't be surprised. You know, teams are going to have to... We already know the Astros are going to have to pull a rabbit out of their ass. And do whatever they can to keep advancing the series. Bob Smith, over and under 5.5 strikeouts. Is that what you're asking? He hasn't had over 4 strikeouts all postseason. Through 10 innings of play, he's got 6 strikeouts and 4 walks. Postseason play, he either hits 5 or under, or 8 or 9. The Astros are not really striking out, so I'd have to say no to that one. I wouldn't bet the under or the over. I'd just stay off of it. I think there's you'd be better off taking that prop money and put it on the Astros plus 1.5 with the juice, or maybe the under. Yeah, Cody, 5 2/3. Without looking it up, which I guess I could now because I moved back to that stats. That's why the books make it, 5.5. It's right there with you. Just enough to confuse you. Just enough to make you work. My pleasure, Bob. My pleasure. Before I make any wager, I got to ask where the value is. And try and figure out what the probability of us winning a bet, risk versus reward. If he either throws 9 or under 5, where there's not much in the middle, there's no no outings of 6, 7, 8. Hasn't done it recently. And who's he playing? He's playing a team that's making very good bat-to-ball contact. Bat-to-ball contact usually means no strikeouts or few strikeouts. Not to say that it won't happen. But knowing that he's only going to go 5 innings at best, you're going to need more than 1 strikeout per inning in order to cash that ticket. Which means he's going to have to be rolling through at least a stretch of 3 innings with a strikeout and all 3 of those to a ground ball pitcher or from a ground ball pitcher. All right, so back to the Dodgers-Braves. Not much to talk about that. Obviously, Dodgers with their backs up against the wall. Dave Roberts will have to pull out all the stops. Going to Dustin made it in Game 5. Elimination game. I wouldn't be surprised if Buehler's available to jump in if needed. I can't imagine they'd want to waste Buehler in case they do end up somehow winning and forcing a Game 6. But with the Dodgers' backs up against the wall, if May starts getting tagged early, it'll be all she wrote for him quick. A fight fan showing up says he lost Georgia State in the under, and the Astros got a cash on the Braves -1.5 over. Congrats. We were on the exact opposite of the Georgia State. We had Arkansas State in the over, as well as the Astros, as well as the Braves. Braves over. The whole shenanigans. But glad to see you cash some as well. Sorry to hear about the losses. But not knowing who the Braves pitcher is going to be today definitely makes it impossible to say, hey, take the Braves plus $1.90 or plus 1.5 at plus money. All of that. Without knowing the pitcher, I can't honestly tell you my opinion. Without knowing who's starting and the actual player lineup, keep in mind Okuda Jr. looked like he rolled his ankle at home or at first base, but it wasn't even his ankle that he was holding. He was more flexing his wrist, so hopefully he didn't wake up with a sore wrist today. But there's obviously a lot more to the team than Okuda Jr. But again, I can't give you guys a full breakdown, a lean, anything without actually knowing the information. So the services that are out there already telling people to take the Dodgers or take the Braves or take the over, take the under, you got to ask yourself, I promise you they don't know who the starting pitcher is. We can only assume that it'll be either Josh Tomlin, Max, or go right back to Wright, which would have me cringing. Mike Brown, I would say before the first game starts, which is at what? 6 p.m.? I mean, you can get on after 6 p.m. You can get on after 6 p.m. Eastern time. You have time. Blake says, just got on here, but he believes the Rays and the Astros will be under 8. I lean on the same thing. But again, if the Dodgers-Braves information pops up, we'll try and take a look at it a little bit later. We'll try and take a look at it a little bit later. But again, I still wouldn't be surprised to see Atlanta go back to Wright to try and build him some confidence. Even if it's somewhere along the lines, put him in there for a couple innings to build the confidence before the World Series, because they're going to need him in the World Series. Brad says, no joke, Kyle. I had a quick look at the SBR Sports Pick video yesterday because it's talked about a lot here. They said to take the Dodgers and the Braves money. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. You know, there's other places you can go and you can watch videos and maybe they got a faster pace of play. They won't be as personable. They won't talk to you. They won't converse with you. But they'll give you both sides of the game on the same day. One jerk-off will tell you to take the Dodgers. The other jerk-off will tell you to take the Braves. Then they'll swap and they'll do it all again the exact opposite. It's just what happens in other places. You get half happy customers, half unhappy customers, right? Mike Brown says Ozuna is seeing beach balls. That is a fact. He just keeps clubbing them. Don't matter if it's a double or a home run. He keeps clubbing them. All right. College football, 2 games today. 2 games today. We're going to jump into those. We're going to talk about both of them. SMU, Tulane, BYU, and Houston. We will talk about both of them, okay? Try and point you in the right directions. Some of them I will have an opinion on. Some of them I will not. But yeah, you'll never get the double siding here. I actually bet the game, so I give out what I say, you know? Sometimes they're psyched when they agree with a pick. Right? Virtual high five, we agree. We agree. We agree on the over. We agree on the under. All right. Now is the time. If you do not follow me on Twitter, and I know most of you guys do, I try and be more active on Twitter. I don't have the big Twitter presence. I'm not a big Twitter tout. But I do post free plays from time to time on Twitter. So there's a direct link to my Twitter. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Sorry, I was reading somebody's post on Twitter. Some ding dong. And you got to ask yourself, why do people never show copies of their tickets? Got to ask yourself that. Why do people never show copies of tickets? It's because they don't actually bet the games, and if they do, they blur it out. In 1 second, folks. All right. Brad, what on Twitter? Kyle, were the retweets on Twitter or was it a personal message? Which one? Oh, when they abuse me? Well, first of all, they never abuse me. When they attack me, they usually private messages. Private messages. I find it funny. Like the one guy last week was like, oh, your free plays are, and give me a frown. I'm like, dude, free plays were 4-1 Saturday, 2-1 Sunday, 2-1 Monday. Yeah, free plays, yeah, they sucked. Yeah, they sucked. Not. All right, so we have 2 games today. 2 games today. And I'm excited for both of them. We've got plays on every different which direction on both. Danny F. says, really don't understand why the BYU total is dropping so much. We are going to take a look at that one. It has dropped 1.5 points that I can see from when we gave it out last night at 62.5. I do see it at 61 this morning. Somebody was saying it was down to 60, which I have not seen myself. Obviously, with BetOnline still being down, I haven't seen it myself. Oh. Is it coming back up? Maybe not. I got a little excited there. Nope, still returning the server errors. Yeah, Brandon, they don't realize most free plays are part of our paid packages. Blake, see, you're wrong here. You're wrong. When we put out a free play, we're actually betting them. Free plays are part of our packages. We actually give you guys free plays out of our packages. I gave you guys Arkansas State yesterday. That was a big double dip play. I don't think I've ever given out a double dip play where it's been a premium and a personal and given it to you guys for free. Rich says, I've seen 59.5 at Bet Rivers in Colorado. That's absolutely insane. Bob Smith says FanDuel's at 60.5. We're going to take a look at everything. And we'll take a look at that one first. I was going to do that one second, but we'll do that one first. It is the later game, 6:30 on the West Coast, 9:30 on the East Coast. We'll take a look at that one now. We'll see if we can see what we can find. I can see offshore. I've got a couple other books that I use in time being, as well as a local guy. And I am seeing 61. Oh, no, I know you weren't, Blake. But, you know, that the big misconception a lot of people have is they say, oh, free plays, they're just free plays, take them, leave them, or whatever. But when we give out a free play, they're not always a premium play or a personal play. But I usually always give you at least one from one of those two during the day, during the live show. And we give you plays right out of our packages. So sometimes when we drop a free play and we go 0-1 on free plays, but yet we went 3-1 or 2-1, just, you know, luck of the draw, bad luck. You know, bad luck when we hit everything and we give you guys a free play and it loses. Because we're actually giving you guys plays right out of our packages. And that's the difference between us. And I actually bet them all. Derek says, since I've subscribed, you win way more than you lose. Free plays, thank you. I appreciate that. A fight fan, which state are you located in? Just depends which office I'm working out of. Currently, right now, I'm in our West Phoenix office. But we have an office right off of Eastern Avenue, Southeastern Avenue, technically, in Vegas. And we also have a small, which most people don't know, small satellite office in Hackettstown on the East Coast. So I used to be out of the Vegas office. All the time. But we built a house here and keep my wife close to her mother-in-law, who's been sick. And since COVID, we've gone back twice. Check on the house there in Boulder City. Absurd. So that's where rabbits come from, right? All right, so we're going to jump into this one. But first thing that I want to look at, let's take a look at the money aspect. Fight fan, cool. You say you use a local. I use everybody. I use the local books. I use the local bookmaker. I use offshore. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I use Bet Online for most of my stuff. It don't matter. Even when I was in Vegas, I still used offshore. They have better lines. Their limits, they don't question me. And with Bet Online, it would take me longer to drive to the casino, valet park, walk in, cash my tickets, go back, wait 25 minutes for my car at valet, sit on the strip in traffic, and then drive home. Or hell, even if I did at Green Valley Ranch and did the drive from Green Valley Ranch to Boulder City, it was 25 minutes one way. I actually had every intention to do a cash out during the live show to show you guys. But the last time I did one, it took 29 minutes from the time I initiated a cash out with Bet Online to the time they actually sent it in Bitcoin. Once I received it, it took me a couple minutes to transfer it back to Cash App, sell it, transfer it back to the bank with the instant transfer. All in all, it was a hell of a lot faster than it would have been for anybody to drive to a book, valet park, cash a ticket, get scrutinized, walk all the way back, wait for valet again. Even if you tipped him a 20 and you said keep it out front, still would have taken time to find that guy because he's probably parking another vehicle. Nicholas says, let's go wake surf at Lake Mead. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so taking a look at this game, BYU and Houston, first of all, as of right now, the total's dropping and all the money's coming in on the over. As of right now, I see 82%. Now, this should update in a little bit. And this is more of the overinflated overnight line. This should update here in about an hour. But I'm seeing 82% of every dollar coming in on the over on this game. It's no secret we gave out the over on this game. The daily free play video. I ended up giving out over 62.5 because that's what the line was when we put it out. But as of right now, I do see 61. And let me hit the refresh button and let's see. I do see 61. Mark Uncapper, we're just going to throw out, gibberish. Absolutely, Scott. Absolutely. That little 215 in the Eastern, our Vegas office is just off of there. Just north of the 215. Not far. Very close to the yoga center. I forget what the name of it is. Something yoga. I don't do yoga, so I don't pay attention to the name. Arturo, I have, but they have a max at 10K. So you're best just to open up like a wallet, either Coinbase or Atomic. Atomic Wallet's a really nice wallet. LT, do you feel like you lose money with Bitcoin when the market fluctuates so much? You can. Bitcoin would be like any investment, buying or selling gold, or any stocks and bonds. It goes up and goes down. But here's the way that I look at it. You pay fees if you want to deposit by credit card. You pay fees if you want to buy Bitcoin. You pay fees if you want to sell Bitcoin. You pay fees for this. You pay fees for that. You also buy gas for your car. You buy oil for your car. You pay for a tire rotation or you do it yourself. When the tires wear out, you spend a couple $1,000s on a new set of Goodyears or Michelins or Toyos, whatever it is that you fancy for your ride. You pay for that oil change, or at least the oil in the oil filter and the disposal of it. Hopefully you ain't dumping it down the drain. Your car needs maintenance, you pay for it. That's all of cost of driving a vehicle, right? Those are all expenses of driving a vehicle. The way that I look at the fees that were taxed when it comes to sports betting, it's no different if you're driving to the casino, you're paying gas to get there. You might be paying valet, or it might be free valet, and you're just tipping the guy a $5. But you're paying for gas there, paying for gas coming back. You're paying for wear and tear on your automobile, oil filter, tires, brakes, the whole works. That's cost of doing business. That's a business expense. So that's the expense that it costs you to bet on sports. No different than if you're making a deposit in offshore. People say, oh, they charge 10% for credit card. Well, I promise you, they probably split the difference with you, because in order to have an international merchant account, I promise you these guys are probably paying 15 or 20% credit card fees. They're probably splitting the difference with you, to be honest. And I get it. Paying fees suck. Buying Bitcoin, they take a part of it. Some of the wallets take 5%, some take 2.5%. Cash App, as long as you're on the smaller limit side, don't take very much. It's absolutely insane, the price difference. It's like $20 compared to like $200 in other places. Those fees that you pay, the cost of doing business. Jay Gonzalez, good morning. I heard something, and it's been a while, but not a lot of people do checks anymore when they do cash outs. Bitcoin is the big thing nowadays. And it's easy and it's quick, let me tell you. I don't know how many times over the years Kyle, they're going to charge me $50 to get a check in the mail. I think that's bullshit. They're going to charge me $50 to send me a check. You know, if somebody wants to charge me $50 to send me a check for $3,000 or $1,000, hell, $250 or $500, I don't care. Send me a check and charge me $50. Any one of you guys want to send me a check for $1,000 or $3,000 and charge me a $50 check fee? By all means, I'll do it every single time. It's cost of doing business. Put it in the category of cost of doing business. Some of you will buy plays, some of you guys won't. It's all about cost of doing business. Seems out nowadays everything costs money. No, Mark, they don't comp anything for betting at the sports books. Hell, MGM doesn't even ask for your player's card anymore. Any of the MGM properties. Unless it's a big bet, they want to know who you are. Other than that, you're not getting comped for it. You can go Mandalay Bay and you can go drop $100K in the sports book. You're not even going to get a free pack of smokes. You might get some free drink tickets, but so will the guy next to you betting $20. There's no benefit. I get more benefit betting with my local guy than I do anything. So, other than that, if you want anything from the local Vegas casinos, you got to play table games or slots. Sports, they stopped giving a shit about. Sad. I have big clients that come into town, and especially for the Super Bowl, they're going to drop, 6 figures, $250,000. If you guys remember last Super Bowl, one of our clients was one of the individuals that they were talking about at the win that took a $500,000 wager. He was one of our customers. He won Kansas City. And he was sitting down next to me at the party that I go to every year at Caesar's Palace. I called ahead of time, and I called because I have some casino hosts that take amazing care of me. If I want a staycation, I can go stay in the penthouse suite at Mandalay, and just about anywhere. But I have my own the Aria, Mandalay, MGM, Caesars is just where I frequent in the Wynn. I made a call to everybody that I know. Hey, I've got a customer that wants to come into town. He's going to drop $500,000 on a game. Can you take care of him? Sure, we could probably get him the bet down as long as he's credentialed and they know who he is ahead of time. But they wouldn't even give the guy a free room for moving $500,000 on a game. So as far as betting on sports, Vegas don't comp shit anymore for it. Don't give a shit. Yeah, no dinners, no hookups, no rooms. And he did. He went and he bet $500,000 on the game. He ended up getting his room, comped and all of that, but that's because he was playing tables and slots. So, BYU and Houston, as of right now, a lot of money coming in on the over. Kyle Cardo, Danny, what's going on, buddy? Go Braves, absolutely. A lot of money rolling in on the over. 82% on the over, 67% on BYU, 95% all on BYU money line. Matt says, love the shirt. Where can I buy it? Matt, I found it online somewhere. I don't remember. I'll try and see if I can find a receipt, though. It says, for everybody that's wondering, and we are soliciting, all right? Need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. Need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. As far as Mark, thank you for jumping on board. 3 days in my personal place. Greg, thank you as well. Charles, thank you for jumping on board the big combo package. Chris, I see you jumped on board the UFC sale, the guaranteed max fight pick, and the actual card itself. Alrighty. As far as this one goes, there's a big line movement. Definitely a big line movement. However, one thing that you guys have to take into consideration, it's called overnight lines. It's something that's generally not spoken about. The books won't tell you about it. The books won't even acknowledge it. The books won't even tell you that it happens. Okay? Last night's line was 62.5. It was actually opening up at 63. There's a lot of money coming in on the over. They've had everybody in the mother that betted early bet the over 63 or over 62.5. Okay? So then you come into work, you wake up, you check, whatever. If you bet it early and you bet 62.5, I'm sure you're just fine, okay? I'm sure you're just fine on the over. We gave out a free play on the over. However, Chris, what's going on, brother? Thanks for tuning in. However, when you take a look at it, I'm looking at 61 in one book. Some people said that they saw Bet Rivers there in Colorado, 59.5. Absolutely insane for it to see it 3 points lower first thing in the morning. Now, everybody is on the over, no doubt about it. But what that shows you is either one, they're taking sharp action on the under, and the sharp action outweighs the number of tickets coming in, or two, they're giving you the perception that everybody in the world's betting the under, or every sharp in the world is betting the under. Now, I can tell you, because I have access to stuff that Stats LLC puts out, as well as Scientific Gaming there in Georgia, which, believe it or not, Scientific Gaming is out of Georgia. They're the ones that actually supply the odds software and the tracking for the actual sports books. The Stats LLC actually provides the stats and data the sports books actually use to create their lines. So we have access to all of that. We pay them all. Mauricio, it's right here. Right here, brother. Should be able to see it now. Need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. I figured it was a perfect attire. John, there's a free play board. There's nothing on it just yet. It's blank. It's blank, but we're going to get to that magic in a little bit. We'll start filling it up. The one thing the books won't talk to you about is the overinflated lines. The overnight inflated lines. Generally speaking, in high-profile games, the night before a game, those lines are always overinflated. Okay? Unfortunately, when we put out a free play video, our goal is to put out a free play video and make sure the most amount of eyes and ears are able to watch and listen it. Obviously, from a business standpoint. Okay, that's business 101. The more people that view our videos, the more people that watch our videos, in the end, the better. So we have to put out videos in a timely manner or nobody sees them. Not nobody, but not everybody will see them. As far as the overnight inflated lines go, on high-profile games, especially on a game day like today where there's only 2 football games and 2 baseball games, the BYU and Houston game is your ESPN matchup of the evening. SMU and Tulane will be on ESPN in the morning, or in the afternoon, excuse me. Early evening, late afternoon for us West Coasters. 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. Then BYU will be at 9:30. It's the big high-profile game. Obviously, the 6:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time will have more eyes on it because people are off of work, especially on the West Coast. So it's the high-profile game of the day. Even though it's only BYU and the Houston Cougars, it's the high-profile game. So those lines are going to be overinflated the night before. It happens in nearly every game. They'll hold the line high until the night before, then they'll drop it the next morning. Or if they're wanting you to take the under, they'll raise it up in the morning. As far as this one goes, we saw a big point drop first thing in the morning. People reporting 59.5. Brad's got 60.5. I see 61. Nothing from BetOnline just yet as their servers are still down. And I'm sure they're working tirelessly to resolve that issue, I'm sure. Might actually be working right now. I am trying for you guys. BYU, solid team. The total dropping, unless there's a player out or a player hurt that is going to be an impact player, which I have not seen any reports just yet. I have not seen any reports. Our people that do the tracking for us have not issued anything, much like the two players and the defensive coordinator out for Georgia State yesterday, which we were well aware of in the morning time. I have not seen anything. Danny says he's got 63, not worried at all. Don't forget BYU coming off that lackluster performance. Houston took some time to get started in their last matchup. Houston burned us. They took some time to get started. But when they did, they kept rolling. See, Joe, here's the thing. There's no set rule that says if the money's coming in on the over, they have to make the line higher. Okay? There's zero rule behind that. There's no rule. There's no law behind it. There's no law of physics that say if everybody's on the over, they have to raise it. If the books think that it's going over, wouldn't it be in their best benefit to either make it extremely high to the point where they can't touch it, or we can't touch it, or they keep dropping it and they give you the perception to the public, because I promise you 99.99% of you don't have access to Stats LLC and the information that Scientific Gaming provides. Now, you guys all have access to live odds. We have live odds on our website provided by Scientific Gaming for some of the best books out there. And those are updated 15-second delayed, not 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute. Those are right on our website. But knowing that you guys don't have information or access to the actual true information being the betting public, if they drop that line, 99% of you coming here this morning thinking everybody's betting the under, or maybe a key player's out. Now, maybe it's not out yet. Maybe there's a key player that the books caught wind of that we haven't yet. But I doubt that part. Public perception is everything. The books are bigger master manipulators than that ex-girlfriend that you used to have that made you carry your purse around because you thought she loved you. The books that set the lines are master manipulators of your mind. When they get marquee matchups, and I'm not calling BYU and Houston a marquee matchup. Take the Super Bowl, for example. This is a prime example. The last 2 Super Bowls we have seen this, or at 3 Super Bowls we have seen this. And I almost promise you we'll see it again on the Super Bowl coming up. You have the winner, Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody's betting the Chiefs, but the line keeps coming down. That line keeps coming down. How many times do we see it? We saw it when Manning played for the Broncos. All that Bronco money coming in, but the line keeps dropping. Why? Public perception. Public perception. Patriots are playing, back when Tom Brady played for the Patriots, Patriots are playing a subpar team. We all know the Patriots are going to roll over whoever they were going to play that day. But the line kept dropping. The sharp money wasn't going on the other side. The public money wasn't going on the other side. They were all on the other side. Or they were all on the same side. But yet they kept dropping the game, dropping the line. In this instance, they keep dropping the total. Everybody in the world, the mother, the second cousins, their aunties, and their uncles, as of right now, are all riding on the over. But the books keep dropping the under. If the books wanted you to bet the under, they'd raise that line. They'd find that happy medium. But no. They're trying to put it in your head that people are taking the under. Maybe it'll persuade you to take the under. Public perception is an evil, evil, evil thing. Dennis says, don't sleep on Houston. People are pretty good. The over is a better play. When you start comparing the sides on the game, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Again, public perception. Public perception on that game. Nathan, wet weather will affect the total, but that's because of where the money is going to be going. The money's still pouring in on the over. The money's still pouring in on the over, and it's not the money that's pushing the total down. Now, as far as the weather goes, there in Houston, they are calling for a little bit of rain. That they are. And again, LT, good morning. I hope you're doing okay today. And this is information you won't get anywhere. They're not going to tell you this. Now, even with weather, remember, doesn't necessarily mean the game's going under. All them people telling you, oh, there's going to be weather. Game's going under. Game's going under. Game's going under this. Game's going under that. The thunder showers stop at 2 p.m. our time on the West Coast. The game don't start until 6:30, 4.5 hours after. Mauricio, I'm not sure where I got it from. I got it off somewhere off the internet, but I will look. I had somebody else ask me, but I will look. Mike says, since 2016, feel like we live in a casino capitalism. Can bet on anything now. We can bet on anything. But the books have no set rules on how they have to manipulate lines or how they don't have to manipulate lines. But again, there's going to be a little weather, a little windy at game time. Nothing huge. From 7 to 10 mile an hour out of the northeast. Shouldn't be that big of a factor down on the field. Partly cloudy starting, clearing into the evening. Low of 65. If you ask me, that's pretty damn good weather to play a football game in. A little humid, nonetheless. But other than that, I don't see weather being a factor. And even so, when you do have weather, it generally creates turnovers. Well, it all depends where those turnovers happen, if the game goes over or under. Now, if they happen in your own zone, deep in your own zone, chances are the other team will have an opportunity to score quicker. If it happens in the red zone, you just flip the field of possession. Now that team's got to drive the whole field, making things harder or tougher to score. Tom, not as windy as the Dodgers and the Braves last night. That late wind kept a couple balls in the ballpark for the Dodgers. So what does this mean for today? As far as the over goes, guys, unless I see something that says, hey, something major, players out, I'm still rolling with the over. I love that it's 61. Some people are getting 59.5. I will continue to monitor it. I'm going to put it up on the free play board because that's one of our free plays. But I'm not betting it yet. I will continue to monitor the line. I will continue to watch everything about it. If that line continues to drop, I will kick back and wait. If more money keeps coming in on the over and that line continues to drop, I will kick back and wait. I don't mind betting this game at 6:29. I don't mind betting this game 1 minute before kickoff or 5 minutes before kickoff. If it just means we're going to get a better line, I don't mind waiting. But if I start seeing that line start creeping back up, I will go ahead and I'll bet it right then and there. So it's one of those things, guys, you just got to stay on your game. Got to stay on your game. So as far as this one goes, I'm still on the over. And we'll put it up on the board. We'll put it up where it's at currently at 51. Where it will be in a little bit, we'll find out. But we'll put that up on the board for everybody because it is one of our daily free plays. On the Vibe Interactive Free Play board, the O stands for over, all right? And it's actually minus 105, which means it is trending in the downward direction, and we'll take it. We'll take it wherever we're going to get it. And I don't care if you bet it last night at 62.5. You're still going to be good, all right? You'll still be good. Get that free play up there for everybody. Looks good, over 61. And hopefully, to be honest, guys, I hope it keeps dropping. I hope it drops like a rock. I hope it drops like a rock. 17 Clipper says BYU covers. We're going to take a look at that. All right, wanted to put that up there real quick, and it wasn't real quick. But we'll take a look at this one. It's game 109, 110 for everybody. Exactly. Thank you, Oliver, for pointing that out. Thank you, Oliver, for pointing that out. If you guys can't read the comment, he says he's there in Houston. It's drizzling off and on and a bit breezy. The TDECU Stadium is a field turf, so that should not affect traction whatsoever. Bob says if he sees it at 59, going to lock it in. I probably would too, but, you know, I can't see it going much lower than that, to be honest, unless they're just taking a serious amount of money on the over and they just really want to master manipulate you. Trust me, there will be a lot of people that don't watch the live show that see the line dropping, and they're going to think the free play that we put out is an absolute loser, and then they'll jump back down to it. Levi says, my book has it at 63. Your book is a little late to the party. I'm looking at multiple books that I have accounts with, and they're all at 61. Some are reporting 59.5, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. But taking a look at odds from around on this one, a lot of books are still on the high side, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when BetOnline comes back. But game 109, 110, guys. BYU 4-0 straight up, 3-1 against the spread, 1-3 to the over. 3 of their 4 games have gone under the total, whereas Houston has played one game, 1-0, 1-0 against the spread, 1-0 to the over. They played last week. They kicked our ass on Tulane. It's no secret. We were on Tulane plus the 7. We were on Tulane plus the 7 last week. Started out, we jumped out to a fantastic start. We were absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. I was, we picked the right call on Tulane. I'm dancing, and next thing you know, we're getting our asses kicked in the second half. I knew Houston would come out rusty, but I didn't think they'd be as competitive as they were against a tested and true Tulane team so far, who's actually been playing quality football. But nope, they came out second half and they slaughtered Tulane, kind of like Navy did, to the tune of 49-31. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. The 58.5, they went over it because they put up 80. All right? They've played one game this year. As far as somebody brought the comment, maybe Houston will be rested. We know their players are definitely rested. They haven't played 4 games of getting, smashed yet. Now, granted, BYU's schedule, this is their toughest competition. BYU has a cakewalk of a schedule, with the exception of Houston. Now, if you're going to base Houston off of what they did last year, this is a different Houston Cougars program, all right? This is a different Houston Cougars program. Daniel Holgerson getting his program rolling, getting ready to do what he did at West Virginia and take it to Houston. It's a whole different program this year. They put up 49 last week. Only 157 on the ground at 3.7 yards per carry. They did 319 yards in the air at 9.7 yards per passing attempt. They ran the snot out of the ball. 43 run plays for just 157. They could not establish the running game last week, But they ran it well enough, 3.7 yards. Do I like that number? No, not at all. I don't like the 3.7 yards average. That I don't like. They're going to be going up against a BYU team that can definitely defend the run. But you have to take a look at who BYU has played. They played the likes of Navy, which is generally a good rushing program, and they shut them down in week 1. You guys remember we were on BYU and the over on that one, and the first half and the second half and the first quarter, the third quarter, we mopped up on that game. They beat Troy 48-7. Louisiana Tech, they beat 45-14. And UTSA 27-20. This is their toughest competition. Now, I would put Tulane's run defense better than what BYU has had to experience so far. Mark says 3.7 is enough to establish the play action, though. 100% agree with you. The fact that they ran it 43 times and they jammed it down their throat is what matters. Now, somebody's saying the Patriots game is canceled. I see that they canceled practice today. I haven't seen that they actually canceled the game or postponed the game. Colts are reopening their facility. Anytime there's a positive test, they will shut down the facility. There will be more news on this story, but as of right now, they didn't cancel the game. They canceled practice for Friday. They were doing virtual meetings today anyways. But anyways, back to this game. Taking a look at the odds on this one for the side of the game. BYU opened up as a 3-point favorite. They're obviously laying more than that now. All right, they're obviously laying more than that now, popping up the live odds for this one. We'll take a look at the money aspect of where this one's at. 67% of the money rolling in on BYU, just 33% on Houston. Nick says the station's at 63 for BYU. That they are. As far as the side goes in this one, let me pop that and back up. Had to log back in. Site keeps logging me out. As far as the side goes, BYU laying 4.5. I saw 5 last night. BYU laying minus 199, so basically 200 on the money line. And again, the total just went back up. They just popped the total back up to 62.5. Literally in the last 10 minutes of talking, the total went to 62.5. Believe it or not, folks. So books waking back up, moving the totals back up. As far as the side goes, Houston's a live dog today. Anybody that wants to disagree, maybe I'm completely off. Houston is definitely a live dog today, in my opinion. Does it mean I'm going to take them? No. Does it mean I'm going to take the 4.5? Not necessarily. All right, not necessarily. BYU has been rolling over teams, and again, like I said, this will be their toughest competition of the season until they get to a bowl game. BYU averaging 43.8 points per game. That's against the likes of Navy, Troy, Louisiana Tech, and UTSA. All teams that they should absolutely be rolling on. They're averaging 215 yards rushing the ball. They're going to meet a Houston team that kept Tulane, which loves to run the ball, to 70 rushing yards on 45 attempts at 1.6 yards on average per rushing attempt. BYU averaging 342 in the air at 12.1. Again, Houston's defense. They held Tulane to 31. However, if you guys remember what happened in that game, Tulane put the hurt on them early. Tulane scored 7 points in the second half. They scored 24 of their 31 in the first half. Then they got outscored 28-7 in the second half. And Houston just walked away with the game. Houston held Tulane to 70 yards rushing and 141 yards passing. Completely dominated when it came to defense. Turnovers, not so much. Houston had that big lead, or that big win. They had 5 turnovers, folks. 5 turnovers. They threw 2 interceptions, and they fumbled the ball 3 times. That was rust in the first half. Joshua, thank you, sir. Houston turned over the ball 5 times. And they still beat the living piss out of them when it was all said and done. Houston 22-13 against the spread. Their last 35 games at home against efficient defenses, allowing more than 15.7 yards per point. BYU just 12-26 against the spread against a stout rushing defense, yielding less than 3 yards per carry. And BYU is 24-1. 20 wins, 4 losses, and a push. On the under, went on the road against a strong team, outscoring opponents by more than 10 points per game. Throw those stats and throw them out the window. 35 games ago don't matter. Or the fact that Houston went 0-2 straight up, but 2-0 against the spread 7 and 6 years ago. None of that matters. None of that matters today. Coach Helgerson was at West Virginia back then. He wasn't at Houston. I like the coaching matchup. I give the advantage to Houston. BYU playing 4 games. Obviously, 4 games of rust has been knocked off. That edge I give to BYU. Being rested, not being hurt, not being banged and beat up through 4 games so far. Definitely edge towards Houston. Houston's defense, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Houston's defense is a step above. The offense, well, we saw what they could do against Houston, but BYU's offense is no joke. BYU's offense will definitely put up points. By no way am I telling you guys go out and take Houston, take them on the money line, or hell, even take them on the points. As far as the side of this game goes, as of right now, very small lean towards Houston as a dog, but by no means am I telling you to go out and lay the farm on Houston. I like their program. I haven't seen enough from them. All right, I haven't seen enough from them. They've played 1 game, and they had 5 turnovers and played like trash the first half. But again, line is moving. People are betting BYU. A lot of money coming in on BYU. Henry Warden frozen. I still think it's funny that you're probably my parents are to the boat club. I find that funny. It's awesome. Small world. When you find your parents who live on a little lake in Snelling, California, you find their UPS driver. Don't worry, we got it unfrozen. It's unfrozen. We ain't going nowhere. Don't worry. Frozen screen's better than having to look at my ugly mug anyways. Dizzy, I agree. Houston BYU matchup, it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough matchup, that's for sure. So as of right now, I lean on it. Other than that, the only thing that I'm betting is the over 61. The over 61 is the only thing that I'm betting as of right now. Or 62.5, which is what we put out earlier. All right, so the next one. The other ESPN matchup of the day, a little earlier, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Mark S. don't want to miss a twerk, right? Or you probably do. You do. Dizzy is on Tulane plus 6.5. You can find 7 minus $1.20 or 6.5 plus 100 right now. Just taking a look at the live odds on this one. SMU laying 7 at plus 100. You can get 6.5 minus $1.20 or plus 7 at minus $1.20, depending on which way you want. You want the favorite or you want the dog. SMU minus 244 on the money line. Tulane plus 206. Total over and under 65. You can find 64.5. Henry, I grew up going up there. What's funny is, you believe it or not, you've probably delivered packages to me up there because I've accepted packages for my grandfather and my grandparents. I used to go up there every summer, every vacation, back in the day, what was it? Early 90s. I used to actually take a Greyhound. My parents would put me on a Greyhound and they dropped me off at the Merced bus stop. My grandmother would come pick me up, take me to the lake, and I'd stay up there. I've accepted packages for them. I've been there when UPS is delivered to my parents. So I have 2 sets of aunts and uncles. Well, one uncle passed away. My grandmother just sold in the last year. Theirs was at the very end, at the very left, the Johnsons. The very end. All the way down by the water as far as you can get. I have. It's been a long time. My parents go there. But I had 2 sets of aunt and uncles that live there, my grandparents and my parents. But there's a lot of Johnsons up there. There's like 5 sets of Johnsons up there. But that's funny. I probably met you when I was younger and we didn't even know it. Small world. All right, so back to SMU and Tulane, first of all. J. Hughes, 64 here on your book. I expect it to go up. I really do. I expect that line to go up. All right, SMU, 4-0 on the year. 4 big wins. 3-1 against the spread. 3-1 to the under. Only one of their games has gone over. That was against North Texas with a total of 71. It was a 65-35 game where we saw 100 points. Now, SMU, they're 4-0. Covered the spread all but their very first game against Texas State. They were laying 24.5. They won by 7. Dizzy says, I feel like the books are baiting the bettors to take SMU laying 6.5. Been hanging that off the key number for days. We'll take a look at, we're going to take a look and dive in depth into the game and see what we can come up with for the side. The very first game against Texas State, they did not cover that big number of 24.5. They won by a touchdown. Against North Texas, they were laying 15. They won by a whopping 30. Game went way over the total. Against Stephen F. Austin, they covered the 36.5. They beat them 50-7. Surprisingly, they beat Memphis. Beat Memphis in a very close game. They were laying 1.5. They covered the 1.5. They beat them by 3. Eddie Sports Money, there really technically is no guaranteed game today. I'm not selling it. It's an unofficial game of the week, but yes, it'll be included, and I'll let you know which one was going to be the game of the week. But I don't per se have a game of the week today. Not technically speaking. If I did, it would be on the website, and they would be charging $100 for it. But for everybody that's on my personal plays, I will tell you which one it was going to be. But with only being 4 games on the schedule today, not much to pick and choose from. I thought it would be better just to reward people that were on my personal plays rather than sell something and bring in more sales and money, which obviously I'm sure the company would like. But so that's the story behind that. But yeah, you'll get it, and I'll let you know which one it was going to be. But it's not an official, one of our guaranteed plays or anything like that. But it'll be a nice winner. Be a nice winner. As far as SMU and who they've played, outside of Memphis, who have they played? They haven't played anybody outside of Memphis. They haven't. And they struggled at best against Memphis. I appreciate that, Henry. I appreciate that. Thank you, Derek. The shirt is perfect. Says we need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. Scary world when the haters start to like me, right? Scott, my grandmother used to work at McClure Point at the marina. She used to take their pontoon boat across or drive, or my grandfather would drop her off, and then when I was up there in the summer, I'd drive his old Jeep or his old 68 Camaro and go pick her up or take the boat. My grandmother used to work at the marina. Small world. Small world. Outside of Memphis, SMU hasn't faced competition. I'm sorry, but Texas State, they may have played them tough, but that really wasn't competition. They were favored by 24.5. They couldn't even cover that. They could barely cover a touchdown. All in one, please suggest an Ireland Premier League winner for today. Ireland Premier League, definitely not my specialty, brother, but I appreciate it. I more than likely will have a soccer play for the live show tomorrow morning. More than likely. Don't know just yet, but I'm working on one for the live show for tomorrow. Taking a look at SMU's competition today, they get Tulane. Tulane's 2-2, 1-3 against the spread. We have had a hate and a love-hate relationship with Tulane. They played South Alabama. They were laying 11.5. They won. They beat them by 3, 27-24. That game stayed under the total. Matter of fact, it's the only game for Tulane that stayed under the total. Then they played Navy. They were laying 5.5 as a favorite against Navy, and they lost by 3, 27-24. That game did go over the total of 45, not by much. Went over by 6, less than a touchdown. Well, a touchdown and an extra point. Then they played Southern Miss on the 26th, and if you guys remember, this was Guaranteed Saturday, where we were just throwing fun coupons in the air. Nobody in the world was riding on Tulane against Southern Miss. They were laying 3.5, and everybody was riding Southern Miss. Southern Miss this, Southern Miss that. I just kept my mouth shut during the live chat and everything that I saw. We took Tulane and we pounded the snot out of Southern Miss. Not only did we cover the 3.5 we were laying, but we beat them by 42 points in a blowout. Easy rocking chair winner. Went well over the total of 54.5 because Tulane did that all by themselves. They put up 66. That was their second game of the first 3 that went over. And then last week, they played Houston. And we rode them into the ground against Houston. They came out absolutely lights out, 24 first half points. They were rolling. And then they woke up the Cougars. The Cougars woke up, and it was all she wrote. The Cougars woke up. They stopped turning the ball over. Keep in mind, Houston fumble the ball. We were just talking about them against BYU. They fumbled and they threw 2 picks. 3 fumbles, 2 picks, 5 turnovers. All in one, which team are we talking about? As of right now, we're talking about SMU and Tulane, NCAA college football. Earlier, we talked about BYU and Houston, as well as a little bit about the Atlanta Braves and the LA Dodgers, and a lot about the Astros and the Rays. If you are new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. Stop delaying. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. So for everybody that doesn't know, before I finish this breakdown, we go live on the weekends 1 hour earlier. Eddie Sports Money, thank you for jumping on board my personal plays. I will be in touch. It says to call in. Don't worry, you don't have to call in. Most of you guys know, or if you don't know, premium plays and all of that stuff you get on the website. My personal plays are the only thing that we text out. Actually, I text them one by one. It's not a mass text message or anything like that. They've asked me to move it to the website, but I know a lot of you guys like having the interaction and me being able to text it to you. I know sometimes it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass for me to have to text 200-300 people at times, one by one. Obviously, it's a copy and paste message, but I still got to type those numbers in. But I will be texting them out to you as well as everybody else. Takes about an hour for me to get through them, and I start about a half hour to 45 minutes after the live show. But I promise you, you won't miss anything. As far as Tulane goes in this one, they've faced adversity. They faced a very good Houston team, who I think will be a very good Houston team this year. Hard to say after one game. And really a second half, and that was it. First half, Houston played like a team that hasn't played since last year. As far as the rest of Tulane's competition, they played Navy and they lost. Navy sucks this year, sorry. Sorry for my fellow shipmates. Our team sucks this year. Derek says, that's the actual reason I'm choosing personal over premium. You know what? Some people want that interaction. Some people want that interaction, and it's there, and I'll always do it. I'll always do it. Trust me, man, it's a pain in the ass. Sometimes I'll have 6 sheets of names and numbers that I got to text. Lots of stress on the fingers. Voice to text. I figured out, I just hit this little button, and then I say your phone number. And then I can go down and copy and paste a message. But everything else, please confirm, and the chit-chat and all of that, that's me texting. So it's actually my personal cell phone. As far as the rest of the competition that Tulane has faced, they faced Houston. That was real stiff competition. They lost. They faced Navy, which sucks, and they lost. They played South Alabama, who sucks. They almost lost. Laying 11.5. They smashed Southern Miss. They've had one good game, really. If you take a look at their 4 games, Tulane's played one good game. Against Navy, they opened up to a big lead. They fell flat in the second half. They went home. We actually lost our asses on that game betting live during Live Wager, which sometimes we do on the weekends during the second half or right before the second half in the second quarter of the games. As far as strength of schedule, I think they both have had a tough competition at least once. SMU played Memphis, and Tulane played Houston. SMU got the job done. Tulane didn't. Obviously, Tulane at home. LT wants to know who's the hater, Oscar. Oscar was just some guy in here just causing ruckus. And we actually have a couple Oscars. The one Oscar that wasn't the hater that actually signed up for plays for our service wasn't bad at all. But we did have one ding-dong named Oscar in here at one time. Or 2 or 3 before we finally gave him the boot. As far as this one goes, as far as the side on this one goes, I do have an early lean on SMU laying the 6.5. Does it look too easy? No, I don't think it's going to be an easy game on SMU. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think this game will not be decided early. I don't think it'll be decided in the second quarter, third quarter. I think this game will go down to turnovers. Both teams plus on the turnovers, +4 for SMU, +5 for Tulane. SMU averaging 44 points a game, 219 yards on the ground, 5.5 yards per carry. They're averaging 339 in the air, 9.6 yards per passing attempt. Very well diverse running, averaging 75 offensive plays a game. Split up 40 on the ground, 35 in the air. Sarah, how much do I play on the premium and personals? Anywhere on average is probably close to $2,500 a game right now. On both, I keep them the same, premium and personal. I used to always do my personal a little bit less, but lately since COVID, I've kept them the same. But anywhere, depending on what we've been doing, $1,500 to $3,000. But I bet them all the same. So if I put out 3 plays, either I'll have them all to win $3,000 or all to win $1,500 based on how we're doing. But generally closer to the $3,000 mark. Yesterday, everything was $3,000 across the board, and then a shit ton of live wagers. As far as Tulane goes, they're averaging 37 points per game on offense. Big running team. Both of these teams love to run the ball. 242 on the ground, 5.3 yards per carry. Another team averaging nearly 5.5 yards a game on the ground, or a rush on the ground. Scott, I do. I really do. It takes about an hour, hour and a half of my day. Hour at least. Solid hour at least. Far as Tulane in the air, they've been very lackluster, 145 in the air, averaging 5.8 yards per passing attempt. They average 71 offensive plays with just 25 coming in the air, 46 on the ground. It's going to be very obvious what Tulane's game plan is going to be against SMU. And it's going to be run the ball, run the ball, run the ball for Tulane. They're going to be going up against a run defense in SMU that's given up just 23.2 points per game. But keep in mind, that's against the likes of Texas State, North Texas, and Stephen F. Austin. And then you could throw in Memphis as well, because Memphis is their only quality opponent. They're giving up 164 on the ground to opposing rushing teams. They're holding teams to 3.9 yards per carry. Both of these teams have a stout rush defense, all right? SMU, giving up 269 in the air, 7.6 yards per passing attempt. If Tulane wants to stretch their air game and start passing the ball out, they will have an opportunity here. The SMU secondary, I don't want to say suspect, but they're fairly weak. They're fairly weak in the secondary. However, Tulane has not been a threat all year passing the ball. Don't expect anything to change today. Both teams are going to try and ground it, or run it right into the ground, right down their throats, no doubt about it. Taking a look at the Tulane defense. They're giving up 31 points a game. That's against the likes of South Alabama, Navy, Southern Miss, and then Houston, who absolutely smashed them. Cody, would I still take 63? Yeah, I would. I gave it out at 62.5 last night. I would still take the 63 on that one. Ricardo Baker, so who is your who to take? Is your picks guaranteed? Well, the only thing guaranteed in life is one day our life on this beautiful earth will expire. 2, the government will ask you to pay taxes. If you pay them, is up to you. And 3, we will be live tomorrow, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. As far as our guaranteed plays, like Guaranteed Saturday, we put a guarantee on it. Guaranteed a winner, you get the next one free. We guarantee our packages, premium, and my personal plays. Guarantee that if you're not up when the package is over, we will take care of you until you do. Lance, what's going on, my brother? Mike says 62.5 is a spot-on number 2. I agree. It's a perfect number. But as far as the Tulane defense, they're giving up 128 on the ground. Besides the point, the fact that they're giving up points to shitty teams, 31 on average, they played a quality team in Houston that had a lot of rust with them, and they put up 49. Imagine if Houston didn't have those 5 turnovers. Imagine if the first half didn't go Tulane's way. Imagine if Houston actually played the first half like they did the second half. Houston would have put up 70. Tells you all you need to know about the Tulane defense. Definitely suspect, all right? But SMU's defense, with the exception of the run defense, is not that much better. It's really not that much better, all right? They're giving up 128 on the ground, 3.1 yards per carry. That's Tulane. As far as the air game goes, they have not been able to defend it at all. Giving up 275 in the air, 9.3 yards per passing attempt. Both teams are plus in the categories, +5 for turnovers for Tulane, +4 for SMU. Tulane, 14-3 on the under their last 17 games at home against a resilient defense that's allowing more than 7.25 yards per point. And SMU, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games when facing Tulane. Cleveland, Bailey, any first half props you like today? First half, not as of yet. There's a potential for them. My personal plays will have some good stuff in them today. As far as this game goes, obviously I did give out a lean, an early lean, and that's subject to change. When I give out a lean, folks, full disclaimer, subject to change. I haven't put out our plays yet. Still got to finish up a few things. The early lean, I do lean towards SMU lane, the 6.5. But again, it's just a lean, all right? If I'm going to bet a lean, I will tell you, and we'll put it up on that Vibe Interactive free play board. Until then, it's just a lean. It just means I'm leaning in that direction. It doesn't mean the pocketbook's going to empty, okay? No way does it mean the pocketbook's going to empty. Hell, by the time I put out my plays, I may end up changing it. But I wouldn't do that during the live show, tell you one way if I knew I was going to go the other way. Never that. But as of right now, I do lean towards SMU. As far as the game goes, as far as the total goes, I have a play on the total. It's part of our package today. So if you want to know what our opinion on the total is, you're going to have to get on board for that. You can buy 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays, $99. Remember, today, I don't have an official game of the week, but I have one that I was going to put out as my game of the week. I decided just to reward the people on my personal plays. So if you're on my personal plays today, you will get that one. I will let you know which one that it was going to be. It's not an official game of the week, but it's kind of like it. Same thing. I'm going to be betting it just as such. You guys should as well. But as far as the title of it goes, if I would have made it a game of the week, they would have put it on the website. We would have had to sell it for $100. So I figured, you know what? Might as well just reward everybody that stood besides me. And if you're not on my personal plays, you can get a package and you can get it as well. Also, Ricardo Baker, I'm sure plenty of play on you, wager. The combo package, a week of premium plays, a week of my personal plays. You get the best of both worlds. It's not one or the other. You get both. You also get guaranteed Saturday tomorrow, the UFC Max Fight Pick tomorrow, as well as the big Sunday NFL play, which has our guarantee on it. And we're 5-0, baby, on those. As far as the UFC goes, UFC, I was told, actually, I got an update a little bit ago. UFC will be on the website in a couple of hours. This week, guys, buy the Max Fight Pick for $25. It's guaranteed to win, or you get the next one free. And FC is giving you the full UFC card today. Giving you the full UFC card. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. All right, so it's time to get you guys on some free plays. It's time to put some money in your pocket. Yeah, we've got the BYU and Houston game up there. That's cool. That's fine. It's dandy. And all of that good stuff. Okay? And all of that good stuff. But when you start taking a look at the nitty-gritty and you start taking a look at stuff, how do you get your package? You go to our website, cappersdirect.com, and you click it. There's a link right there. Nigo says the hearing is not completely back yet. That's for sure. First quarter, we are taking a look at that, and that's what I was getting to next. First quarter on the SMU and Tulane game, you can find 13.5, but you've got to get it at 145. You're going to pay a little juice to it. The BYU and Houston game, over 13.5 is minus 105. All day, every day. That is an official free play that I will be putting up on the board. Lance, I wouldn't say Houston was a very bad looking Houston team. Houston was a very bad break the rust first half team where they just turned the ball over in every direction. They fumbled it. They threw picks. And that was a very bad Houston team that was just breaking the rust off. And we saw that with so many quality teams in week number 1 or whenever they played their week number 1. So we're going to have 2 free plays on the BYU game today, folks. We're going to have 2 free plays on the BYU game. This one will be on our package card, premium or personal. This will be part of it. If you're on it, then you already know what it is. Well, actually, you will know what it is when it gets posted. But on here, you guys bet it now before it goes up. All right? So we're just going to copy and paste this right here. We're going to put it down here to make it easier on the Vibe Interactive free play board for everybody. And we're going to change this to right here. Q means quarter, all right? Q means quarter. And the juice minus 105. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. All right, you guys know I love me some first quarter over bets. I was a chicken yesterday and did not do the 16.5 or 17 in that football game. Although I did do it in the third quarter. So there's that one, BYU Houston, first quarter over 13.5. That is right off, which you guys will see. Christy says 5 more likes for 100. Hit it. We definitely appreciate it when you guys do hit the thumbs up button, guys. It helps get our video trending on YouTube. And I know, see, here's the thing. We may have 350 strong here every day. Monday we had just under 800 at 799. Some days we have 500, 600, 700, 400, 300. It doesn't matter, all right? It doesn't matter how many we have. I love doing this. We appreciate everybody that does do it. So here's the thing. I may not give you guys every play on the board. Remember, I got bosses that I work for, all right? You can see their logos around here. I got bosses that I work for, and their object is, to make sure that their company's profitable. They pay me a shit ton of money. I'm not going to lie. My salary is pretty damn good. Absurd. Mine's at first quarter over 13.5, minus 124. As long as you're under 13, under 14, or even 14, you'll be looking at a push. Worst case scenario, but honestly, I think they score a lot of points in this game. I think it happens quick and easy. Drizzy says, I really like this show. Great extensive breakdowns for every game and great interaction with the chat. That's one thing that I will always do. I want to give you guys those full game day breakdowns. And obviously, I don't go into them as full as if I was breaking them down for our premium plays or my personal plays, because I don't have an hour to spend. Actually, I could. There's only 4 games on the board today. We went live for over 3 hours today. I normally don't have an hour to spend on every game or 2 hours to spend on every game, make phone calls that I need to make sure key players like yesterday are playing or not playing in the instance for Georgia State, which is why we faded the snot out of them, and which we were lucky. Even if their players are in, it wouldn't have affected the defense of Georgia State. So I don't have the time to do that during the live show, but one thing that I will always do is I will always give you guys the best that I can give you breakdowns. That's for sure. All in one, please provide prediction for the France League. I don't have anything on the France League. I'm not playing any soccer today. If I had one, I would definitely give it to you. Sly, good afternoon. Kyle, I have a serious hangover. Any suggestions? Grab another drink. Eat something greasy. Literally, I know it sounds gross. Eat something greasy. Eat some greasy-ass pizza. Go get a bacon cheeseburger, chili cheeseburger. If you're in Los Angeles, go get some Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Preferably a Tommy's chili cheeseburger is what I like. If you don't have Twitter, you should make a Twitter. It's worth following me on Twitter. I do put out more free plays occasionally from time to time on my Twitter. Here's a direct link to my Twitter. And you don't have to have a Twitter account to view it. Just click on the website and save it. As far as what we do on the live show, I'm not always going to be able to go down the list, especially on a day like today where there's only 2 football games, 2 baseball games. Perfect rotation, Mexican food, absolutely add it. Anything greasy, spicy should be able to help you out. As far as, like a day like today or all week that we've had 3 games. Today's the first time we've had 4 games, and I can't just go down the list and say, take this, take that, take this, take that. The people that pay me to be here would be pissed off if I gave away all of our premium plays or my personal plays. I know you guys wouldn't. You guys would love it, and one day we'll do that. But obviously I can't. So obviously I can't just go down the list. And one, it's not fair to everybody that's been signing up or paying. That's for sure. But I try and give out a hell of a lot more than I normally do. Subtle hints here, subtle hints there. And I definitely appreciate everybody that tunes into the live chat. Definitely everybody that tunes into the live show, even if you don't participate in the live interactive chat. I love conversing with each and every single one of you. And one thing that I will always do, I don't care if we add a 0 behind it or 2 zeros behind it as far as the viewers go. I don't care how big we make this thing. Actually, I would love to see it grow into something monstrous, but I will always have the live interaction with you guys, the one-on-one, because there's no other place, and it's probably what takes, a lot of our time is conversing with you guys. Whereas if I just ignored your guys' comment, occasionally read one, I'd be like any other swinging dick on YouTube or on Twitter and just carried about my business, and just talk the talk. We'd be done in an hour. But I don't want that. I'm getting paid to be here. I'm not getting paid to be on YouTube, but I'm getting paid to do my job. So you know what? I might as well converse with you guys and have a great time and build a nice relationship with all of our viewers. And it's one thing that I will always do. If we end up getting thousands of viewers and I can't see the comments because they go too fast, as of right now, our chat rate is anywhere from 8 to 12. Usually, sometimes we'll get to 15. That's not very, I can, for the most part, read them. And if I ever miss your comment or your question, feel free to ask it again. I'm not doing it on purpose. So, I don't care how big we make this. If we add a 0 behind the viewers or 2 zeros behind the viewers, fantastic. I will be so happy. I will hire people to not monitor, but pick out the comments that I need to actually see to answer questions. And again, I don't care how big we make this. You guys are going to get the same thing from me each and every single time. Ross Pitt says BYU can light it up. Fact. Both of these teams will light it up today. Glockman, is the UFC deal good tomorrow? The UFC is good today, tomorrow. Buy his max fight pick. He will give you the full fight card absolutely free included. Remember, it'll be on a different page than the max fight pick. You'll have to cycle back over by turning your guys' phone sideways, clicking on the small little box with 4 windows in it, located next to your username, all of that stuff. Drizzy says, it sucks that sports are dwindling down, just football left, 4 teams left in baseball. I am sad about baseball. I make so much money betting baseball all year long that I am sad. I am very sad. If the Braves lost the next 2 games, I'd be a little nervous. But I wouldn't be opposed to seeing both series go 7 games because it's great for us. It gives us something to talk about. It gives us games to break down. Is MyBookie a good site? I've never bet with them. I don't know. If you want to get 2 days free premium plays or 2 days of my personal plays free, we are running a promotion. It's on the front page of our website. You got to go to it and you got to look. YouTube doesn't allow me to talk about it, but it's right here, folks. It's right here. If you go to our website, right there, read that at the very top of it, all right? Read that at the very top of it. You can get 2 days of premium plays or my personal plays you pick. As long as you're eligible for that promotion and you qualify for it, you can get it. I'm not allowed to talk about the specifics here. They'll slap my wrist. They'll ban us for another 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. I do know quite a few people that did have issues cashing out of there. They ended up getting their money, but it was slow played or whatever the case may be. And I heard the lines are tough. Lines are tough from what I hear. But again, everybody, good luck. Tomorrow, remember, set your alarm clocks earlier. Saturday and Sundays, we go live an hour earlier at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. As far as the total, J. Hugh, on the SMU and Tulane game, I didn't give out a prediction on that one. We've got plays on it as far as our packages go. Colorado Goose Hunter 24 with a great question, and I have no problem answering this one. And I'm glad you asked. You said, which package would you suggest for a small bettor just starting? So I'm going to give everybody a piece of advice. We've already given out the free play, so if you're waiting for a free play, then there's no more free plays. Okay, I'm going to give the full disclaimer. The name of the game for you guys, the cheaper the cost a day average is, the better. Puts more profit in your pocket. The object for you is to turn a profit at the end of the week. or the end of the month, the end of the year. If you're buying a 3-day package, that's fine. We have 3 days for $99. But it requires you to bet more to cover your cost of business. The longer the package with us, the cheaper the price. For instance, all of our 1-year memberships for premium plays, or any membership that includes premium plays for 1 year or more, is being doubled to 2 years for free. So it's basically a long-term commitment. If you make a long-term commitment, the prices are extremely cheap. Now, I have a 1-year package for my personal plays. It's $1,200. $1,200 for a year. That gets your cost per day down to $3.29. Less than $3.29. That's rounding up. $3.29 a day for my personal plays by buying a year package. Or you can go buy 3 days for $99 and you're paying $33 a day. Ray, thank you, sir. I hope the recovery goes smooth for you. Mike Brown, Kyle, 3 days of personal plays. Do you give a certain amount of plays? I don't guarantee a certain amount of plays. There may be a day where we have 2 plays. There may be a day where we have 5 plays. There's no limit. There's no minimum requirement. But one thing that I will promise you is that you will be plus money when it's all done. It doesn't matter if you buy my package or the premium play package. We make sure you're profitable until we make sure that you're profitable, or we keep you going until you are. And as long as you're flat betting and not doing parlays or something stupid, and you're actually betting the games evenly across the board, we know if you're up. How do I know if you're up? Because I actually bet the games. You know what I mean? I can tell you, I can kick back and I can tell you, yep, I know so-and-so's up after his 3-day package. We may not be the biggest ahead in the last 3 days on my personal plays. I had a big bad day 3 days ago. But people that signed up 3 days ago for my personal plays, they're not profitable after 3 days. We had a bad 1-4 day, then we had 2-1, and then 3-0 yesterday. That's negative. The people that bought my 3-day package 3 days ago, they get it today for free. And while and since they're on board, they get what was going to be my game of the week included. So we always make sure that our clients always make money. Other services out there, your 3 days is up, your week is up, your month is up, your season is up. It doesn't matter if you're down 3,000 units. You're done. They kick you to the curb. They want you to buy again. Not here. I was on the other side of the counter at one time. The rewinds every time I pause, the stream is frozen. The audio never gets frozen. It's just usually the cameras. And it's because I'm trying to think of the words that I want to say to make sure that I'm saying the right things, I got that problem. Just ask my wife. I'll say things that I probably shouldn't have. So that's like an example on my personal plays. Premium plays. If you signed up for 3 days of premium plays 3 days ago, you went 3-1, 1-3, and then 2-0-1. You're actually up money. You're actually up a little over a unit. Those would be time to renew. But if you weren't profitable, if you were even, and we got times where we're up like a half a unit or a quarter unit or whatever it is, and we still take care of customers with an extra day. Doesn't cost me anything to give you an extra day. Doesn't cost me a penny to give you something for an extra day to do right by you guys, and I will always do right by you guys. It's what we do. Woodrow's best Philly cheesesteak anytime you're in Philly. Man, I have heard that so many times. I do need to get out there. Maybe we need to have a Cappers Nation up in Philly. Ray says he's waiting for Bet Online to come back. I'm sure it'll be back soon. They can't keep it. I'm sure it's just server issues, server crashing overnight. Happens. Rake says, hey, Chief, how much for a 3-month package? From time to time, we've done 3-month packages. We generally don't. I'm working on something right now, but we usually do 3-day weekly, monthly, and then yearly. We always push the year because it's the cheapest. And I'm going to be honest, we're not cheap. We're not cheap. We're one of the more expensive services, but what you get is people that actually bet the games for thousands of dollars. Pat, is that? No, that's actually MetLife Stadium. From the Jets. No, I'm not a Jets fan, everybody. I needed something with a Star-Spangled Banner in there to be patriotic. But to answer your question, Rake 922 about a 3-month package. If you buy the Premium Play monthly package, which is $1,000, $999, they were tripling it for everybody. So I know a lot of people were on that and they renew it. So you get 3 months for $999, which is actually not a bad deal for Premium Plays. You end up getting, $333 a month. Do the math on, what you end up paying for 90 days, basically. So you end up paying, it's not a bad deal. Dre asking, am I on the Braves again? I have not even seen, when we were going over baseball, there was no starting pitcher listed for the Braves. And as of right now, I don't see one. So I'm not on the Braves, or even could consider that game, anything about that game, until I know who the starting pitcher is. Rake definitely can. It'll say the 1 month on there for $9.99, but they'll triple it for you after the fact. It'll not automatically, but the accounting will go in, or if they miss it, I will do it, go back in and add an extra 2 months on it. So you get 3 months for the price of one. Joe says, are we going to talk about food again? I'll have to leave. I'm on a diet. You were killing me the other day with the waffle talk. I killed myself that day. I was absolutely starving. And we're going to talk about food. Maybe we'll do a cooking show one day. But yeah, Mr. Grover, here you go. There's a free play board. Let me X out of the circle. And again, guys, right here, you want 2 days of premium plays or 2 days of personal plays free. You just got to read the front of our website right here. One day I need to start breaking down games or something. I like the little circle aspect. All right? So I can have some fun with the Vibe Interactive board. Oh, great. There's updates available. There's always updates available. But there's the free play board for you guys one last time. And again, if you qualify for that promotion for the 2 days free, I'll be more than happy to give it to you. It's a good deal. How's our record in NCAA basketball? Fantastic. Oh, and for everybody that was saying, games winding down, only going to be football here shortly. Well, in 5 weeks, we get college basketball. Colorado Goose Hunter 24, is the combo package being doubled? The $300 combo package, no, that's not being doubled. The only thing that's being doubled is the 1 year premium play memberships. Or if you buy the monthly premium play, they are adding 2 extra months, so it's 3 months for the price of one when you buy that. But if you buy the 1 year, anything that's 1 year with premium plays, 1 year premium plays, they're doubling it. 1 year premium plays and guaranteed Saturday, they're doubling it. The combo package, that's a year of premium plays, a year of my personal plays, a year of guaranteed Saturdays, a year of the my game of the weeks. They're also doubling that one as well. The line is up to 63 on the BYU game. Bet it or wait. I gave it out last night at 62.5. We bet it again today at 61. When it dropped, it's back up. Not a big deal. You bet it now. I would imagine 63 will be just fine. I wouldn't have put it out at 62.5 if I was worried about 63. So there's that one, guys. I do have to get going. Premium plays will be on the website shortly. My personal plays will be out shortly. The Prog says a $199 combo weekend. No $199 combo weekend, but that is a good idea. $300 for the combo for the week is a better deal, though, if you ask me. But yeah, $199 might be a better price point for everybody, but you'd get less. Nigo says, Kyle, you are a rare breed, broski. I salute you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the kind words. Hell, I appreciate all the hateful words that we've gotten in the past, too. And again, I'll show the t-shirt off again. This is an open solicitation. If you're on one of the other channels that, you know, gets all the haters and all of that stuff because you're not used to our vibe or how we operate here, you watch that other show that gets 20 while we're live with 400. That's cool. You know, right here, as the shirt says, we need new haters, okay? Because the old ones are starting to like me. Brandon Itwill, plenty of time before the games go off. Plenty of times. Bob Smith says, let's stay hot, boys. Come on. Hey, you can only keep a good dog down for so long. You know what I mean? I'll have bad days and good days. The good days will definitely outweigh the bad days. You know, I can take a look going back at the record. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days straight on my personal plays without suffering a losing day. And then we had 2 bad days. So actually, 11 out of the last 13 days have been non-losing days on my personal plays. It just so happens one of those days was a 1-4 day. It kind of killed, you know, the whole vibe. But nonetheless, it's still been good. So again, guys, get on board or don't get on board. Doesn't matter. I'm going to be betting the games regardless. And let's make some money tonight. Arturo B says, good luck to everyone. I got an app before I got to go to the salt mine. LOL, management and safety guy will be gone. So time to kick back and watch the games tonight. Enjoy. Don't get caught. And Danny, we did not talk about the Braves. We talked about them a little bit, but not much without a starting pitcher being named. Scott says, as always, group hug. And everybody have a lucky day. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Fade, follow. If you're on what we're on, fantastic. I wish you luck. If you're not, I wish you luck as well, and you probably should be on it. All right? Good luck, everybody. And remember, 1 hour earlier tomorrow, 9 a.m. tomorrow. 9 a.m. tomorrow. And I'll flash the free play board for you guys for a second. All right? Because we're going to change this. Because this is for the Saturday schedule. All right? Saturday schedule. 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 Pacific. All right, guys? Good luck, everybody. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid, and we'll see you guys soon. If you're on my personal plays, give me about an hour. Give me about an hour, and we'll be good to go.